on the internet.
Nobody can hear me because my mic was off, but we're live on the internet. It's us. Now my mic is on. I think everything is even working correctly. If not, we'll find out. Hello. Welcome back. How are you guys doing?
I'm so excited. It's only been a month, but it feels like it's been so long.
We finished last session. We're like, we got to play again soon.
So long.
Let's play in a month. Yeah, it has been quite a minute for you, Almond. It has been a while. We're like delighted to have you back. As everybody discovered how many hit points you have, especially, they got really hype to get you.
Yeah, we got our tank back. Our tank and healer.
The high con score, yeah.
What the hell were we doing going anywhere without Almond?
Protecting old Noel.
Yeah, really. You guys have heard me talk about it all the time, but like my like longtime character of my youth had the 18 constitution, and it took me like 6 years, but I remember getting up over 100 hit points being like the absolute greatest like pinnacle achievement of my 17-year-old, you know, of like yes, because you stopped rolling hit dice once you hit 10th level once upon a time. Like a wizard would just get 1 hit point for every level between like 10 and 20. Fighters got +3, fighters, rangers, paladins. And I was like sitting there at like 95, and then I hit 90, and I was like, level, it's got 101 hit points, and I felt like the coolest D&D player that's like ever existed.
I'll do you one better, Rich. Back in the day, I think it was 2nd edition or AD&D. 20. If you get 20 into Constitution, gives you a passive regeneration, which I think was such a beautiful reward to get.
Yeah, that was 2nd edition. The regen was like huge, man. Regeneration was like a very big deal.
Yeah. So you're just dwarves who like basically near get killed and go, I'll walk it off, and they do. They just passively just get better.
It is true. Hey, Stuart, thank you for the sub. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah.
To be fair, long resting in short is. I always think it's. You come out of a battle with 1 HP and you're like, well, guess I better sleep for 8 hours. No, I'm fine.
Yeah, all those wounds just.
We're playing Threads in the Pattern is like the Wheel of Time official RPG. It's basically 3rd edition D&D, right? It's before 3.5 even, which is interesting. It like exists in this weird little like nebulous ether space. But so yeah, I like effed them up with a bear in the first session. And first of all, they were like, this bear is like a god. We have never met a bear that could do damage like this. This bear's multi-attacking. He's like kicking our asses, right? And then they're like, okay, so long rest. Okay, cool. How many hit points do we get back? I'm like, what level are you guys? 4? You get back 4 hit points after you sleep for 8 hours. They were like, and there's a lot of like great rules. The Dungeon Master's Guide doesn't get enough love in 5th edition. Like there's good optional rules in there for like the grittier, gnarlier campaign where you're like, no, you get like your level plus your constitution modifier and hit points back every long rest, and that like changes the whole like scape of the game like so wildly. Just like one kind of house rule like that, but yeah.
Has it gotten to the point? Death save. What's that?
Oh yeah, right. What were you gonna say, Austin?
Yeah, like I know I've looked at the ones where it's like extending the lengths of rest. So like basically your overnight rest is a short rest, and like a long rest you need like a week in a safe location.
Yep.
Which I've always kind of like liked the idea of, especially if you were doing like a big sprawling journeying kind of campaign. Like that notion of like needing to get somewhere safe to actually be able to get a long rest, I think is really interesting, especially when you get to higher levels and you got more stuff to play with over a longer period of time.
That means, like in the Lord of the Rings, the last long rest was in Rivendell.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. That's why those poor
I love
this
stuff. Like I love like the forced march. I want to play like a super nitty gritty game. Our home game is so far. We're getting to the point where like we're pretty famous, where people know like we have this like name. And there's the joke the other day. There's like,
we're big deals.
You guys are like. Yeah, like, are you guys superheroes? And I was like, yeah, we haven't eaten in a year. We haven't eaten food in a whole year. That's how superpowered we are. I don't know.
I've eaten 15 good berries of this entire calendar year.
Exactly.
Mild tyranny of dragon spoiler, but my home game, there's like a mechanic where you can only long rest like certain locations, and it's been tough sometimes as a sorcerer who's running out of my resources.
Oh yeah, the spellcasters feel that burn bad. We talk about it all the time. We spend a lot of time talking about like design and working as DMs together and stuff, but like it's just so fascinating how like little changes like that change everything. Like the pacing of 5e is like fast, right? Like it is that like, no, we sleep overnight, we're ready, let's go, we gotta go again, we gotta go right now. And I just like come from this school of like, nah, everything took months to do like anything. Even just as like a wizard, it used to be 10 minutes per level of like per spell level worth of memorization. So you get to like a 10th, 12th level wizard where you got to memorize like 20 spells. Like it takes you 10 hours, you know? You need like a whole day of downtime to study your books. Acid's like, no dice.
Our newest wizard does not like that idea.
Yeah, but you got like 3 9th level spells at the end of it all, so it all worked out.
Yeah.
But I get Sean to draw what my character and again would look like while they're sleeping, which would be full pack on, full armor, and a
yeah. That's my favorite one. Like, no, I'm sleeping in armor. Of course you are. Of course you are.
Sleeping in my armor. Yeah,
Yep.
my full plate mail.
Yeah, D&D, what a game, all kinds of ways to play it. You pretty much can't do it wrong. It's generally very fun with the right people, especially, and I have assembled the right people, which is why I'm very excited to play the D&D tonight. You guys all leveled up. We got Almond of many hit points back, technically here. She is not yet with the rest of the party, but she has returned. Are there any like bookkeeping, housekeeping questions? Is there anything we should go over?
We're like officially the Marshview 5 now.
Yeah.
We're level 5.
Yeah.
We back.
Yep. The timing is poignant. That like
we can finally go home.
Mm-hmm.
We've done what we've set out to do. Isn't that what we were doing?
Accumulate XP
and we hit it.
Sorry, I'm very old. I've forgotten what we're doing out here again.
It's too good. Cool. I guess then, without further ado, we should like get back into it. So
let's do it.
I think
Bring it on.
That where last we left our heroes, the lot of you, the Marshview 5, dubbed as you were by yourselves from your origin in the sweet village of Marshview on the edge of the Humblewood, nestled within the vast Yuirwood forest of the Forgotten Realms. Were swept up into adventure as the necromancer of old has risen again. Rumors abounding. The group of you were sent out to deal with trouble outside of the village the night before the fall festival, taking with you the staff of Tython, the Night Father, born by Quilliam, the elderly druid. The group of you made your way towards Saltersport. You were tangled with corrupt perch guard, those humble folk, bird folk specifically, sworn to patrol the roads and protect the forest, who have fallen to that common crux of corruption, following the path of least resistance to their own pleasures and delights and discarding the vows they have given to protect the people of this place. You managed to make your way to the Deep Well, the burial site of a hero of old, Brigitte, the Silver Bow. Holly, met by the ghost of that very hero while keeping watch over the night, dove to the bottom of said pool, retrieving the ancient armor worn by the Jerbeen hero of old, but refusing to wear it herself until she deems herself worthy. The rest of you encountered an old Vulpin, a fox folk as it were, old Noel, who it turns out is more than meets the eye, one of the heroes of the last generation with some knowledge of where these lost relics might be stored. He gave you the information that deep in the wood, one of his old allies, a fellow named Magni the Young, as he was called once upon a time, now an aged and decrepit soul, keeps a place in the forest called Magni's Hold, a monastery of sorts, high in the hills, tucked in the boughs of the wood. Supposedly, the twin blades which you seek might be found there. As the group of you pressed into Salter's Port, you met the captain. You went to the Marguerite Rose, buying strange and eclectic items from the vendors of that magical shop. You spent the night at Maina's, Philomena herself taking great care to feed you full bellies worth of food, stiff drinks, but unfortunately, Odella's past caught up with the lot of you. A group of ne'er-do-wells, skulks, and thieves, as it were, spying on the lot. There was some self-defense that might have been preemptive, and some have tried to frame as murder, but we have established was merely standard barroom violence that escalated to a perfectly normal level with 3 dead thugs left behind you. Almond, you, having been escorted up to your rooms, missed most of the goings-on in the inn for the evening. Though you were able to take a rest, consulting with your God and your prayers to determine your path forward with this group, you spent the night in a warm, comfortable bed where you will be awakened shortly in the morning. Unfortunately, the rest of you were ferreted into Philomena's basement, where she sent you through a secret passage into the tunnel leading to the coastline. The group of you resting underground emerged onto the coast the next morning, leaping down into the ocean bay, where you were summarily attacked by a mud golem, which you managed to battle off, retrieving some oysters and pearls for yourself and your future. You began the journey northwards, away from the village of Salter's Port, into the forest itself. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, but I think that as the camera opens today, sweeping over the seaside city of Salter's Port, coming over the lovely outdoor inn, I think that it sweeps past a stained glass window, lingering outside before the camera kind of melts through the wall, and we see the aged figure of old Noel, the Vulpian cleric that had accompanied you through the last leg of your journey to the city, kind of moving slowly down the hallway as he pauses before the door of Almond, knocking lightly on it. Good morning, miss. Are you awake yet?
Morning. Come in. And Almond will go and open the door.
Excellent. So I think you see old Noel arrayed. He's got his pack over his shoulder, his dingy road-stained cloak, the gray mingling with the red of his kind of fox fur on his face. Like, I hope you got as good a rest as I did. Maina keeps a nice place here, and, well, there's fewer beds I'd rather find in Salter's Port than one of her guest rooms.
Yeah, it was pretty comfy, but pretty quiet.
Well,
it's quiet.
As to that point, our friends got themselves mixed up in a little bit of trouble last night. Seems a few of the local ruffians and brigands were moving in on them in a way they didn't so much like, and a bit of a barroom scuffle broke out. And, well, long and the short of it is, your friends are dangerous folks, ma'am, and they killed those thieves dead on the floor. So they had to abscond in the night, make their way out of town before they got picked up by the authorities.
Yep.
That's about what I said. Yep.
All right, let's go. And Almond will, doesn't really kind of blink twice at what she's just been told, but we'll get her stuff ready and we'll start heading out to wherever we need to go to try and find them.
Excellent. I think that like the scene like kind of fades into black as Almond gathers her stuff up, and we like cut back open as like you and old Noel are like outside the front door of. And I think that the door like throws open as you're kind of making your way, getting ready to leave the city to go catch up with your friends. And the Strig, the innkeeper herself, Philomena, kind of comes out in a bit of a fluff and a kerfluffle, her apron like a little discombobulated, flour all over her beak and her feathers. And she's like, I'm sorry. I just want to say before you go, I'm very sorry this happened to your friends. I'ma tell them I try to keep these bad type out of my establishment, but it's hard. I'm just an old woman here, and there's only so much I can do.
It's all right. Just you look after yourself and tidy up as best you can, and I'm gonna go find my friends.
I will. I just I really want to apologize. And I thought of maybe Mr. Null. He told me you're a very good cook. A marsh for you.
Oh, yeah? I mean, yeah.
I would like to send you with this. And I think she like reaches out of her apron and she pulls out a very simple kind of wooden spoon. And it's clear to you, it's very old. Aged, worn. It's got the stains of many sauces and soups kind of saturated into the grain of its texture, right? And she just kind of offers it to you, like, sort of reluctantly. It's like, this, my husband made it for me many years ago. And, my children, they are all very good cooks, but also, it's not of their passion. My one daughter, she's in all the heart, and, well, she has big aspirations, and she makes a very nice cookie, but it's very important to me that this goes to somebody that appreciates what it is to cook for someone, or a family. It means a lot, and I'm so terribly sorry this has happened. I thought I would like for you to take it with you.
Armin just sort of awkwardly looks at it.
I know.
I don't know if I could.
I know.
I don't know if I could take it.
A strange older woman that you meet here, and we didn't have much time to talk together. But Mr. Knoll, he's a good man. I'm not sure what kind of trouble you and your friends are mixed up in, but this spoon, well, I think it should go with you. It's got a little bit of the old magic in it. Please, take it.
Okay. Thank you.
And this also as well. And I think she like pulls a book out of the apron that was like not seen. And like she like places it under the spoon, kind of handing both to you the wooden spoon and this book. She says, I thought one day maybe I'm giving this to my children, but I think you should take it. These things, it's important that somebody else remembers after I'm gone. It's my cookbook.
Okay. And sort of grappling with the sort of emotional significance of, Arlen's a cook. She gets it.
Sure.
She sort of, understands the weight of what she's being given.
And I think that she just kind of like nods at you, like kind of somberly, and like, you take a good care of your friends. Everybody needs somebody to watch out for them. I hope someday you make your way back through here, and maybe we could sit down, prepare a meal together.
That sounds delightful. I will make sure we do.
Safe travels, Mr. Knoll. Thank you, ma'am. I'll be back. And so with that, he like just kind of turns, nodding quietly to you, and the pair of you walk out of the town. The sea fading black as you make your way through the winding streets, Noel pointing out familiar locales, candy shop, etc. To the rest of you, the camera opens back up on the four of you, rode outside Salter's Port. Slightly battered and worn after your harrowing morning battling this creature of mud, you find yourself like just tucked off the edge of the road leading north into the Humbleyuir. I think that you all might have like paused to take a short rest and kind of situate yourselves, reestablish, recalibrate, level up. And so as we focus down in on you, is there a conversation that we're coming into of the four of you?
Holly, let's sit down for a moment. I feel the need to level up.
I don't know what that means, but like if you need to sit down, that's fine. I might just like
He wants to level
scout
out.
and then come back.
Like lie down flat. It wants to be level.
Yes,
Oh.
I do believe that's what that euphemism means.
I mean, as a carpenter, I know lots about levels. And the little you gotta, and she like pulls one out of her tool belt, and she's like, I don't know if this will help you.
Thank you. William just tucks it away. It's like if a child offers you a toy phone, you answer the phone, okay? You don't give it back. You play along even if you don't know what you're playing.
That's playing along by putting it in your pouch.
Yeah, by stealing her level. It's fine.
She can try and get it back.
The sky above is like a steely gray, thick clouds hanging in kind of like a light drizzle as it's like a cool fall day. That kind of saturating cold and wet permeate. Light wind kind of cascading, pulling the last leaves down off the trees around.
Ooh. It is a bit nippy out here, isn't it?
Just a little.
Is everybody warm enough? I
Probably.
can maybe make us some jackets out of moss if we need.
Moss jackets?
Oh, it's very fashionable.
Let
I
me.
mean, I can.
And Obi goes and begins sort of gathering up some, with William's help, like a little bit of like some moss, some bark, some wood, and he's gonna like spend a little bit of time, if we're gonna take a rest, to scrounge craft up some like little like cloaks to kind of help keep the warmth around our necks and shoulders.
Oh, this will do the job nicely for about 1 hour. Then I suspect it will fall to pieces.
Well, I mean, that's perhaps all we need. While we're resting, while we're taking a break, and then we move on, and then we're moving. When you're moving, the blood's pumping. It keeps you warm, especially if you walk with a bit of a spring in your step as best as you can.
That's a little bit difficult at my age, young man.
You're never too old to dance.
Oh, we could put literal springs in your step if you want. Scrounge craft you up like a pair of like spring shoes.
I could be a spring hedge.
Or and then a fall hedge probably.
Yeah, and then you fall. You spring and then you fall.
Yeah, and not just because of the season. Exactly.
Still.
I mean, we've only been traveling a few days, and yet somehow it feels like multiple seasons have passed, and we're somehow like getting into winter.
Festival's probably still happening.
Yes, I know. We could probably go back and catch them.
Oh.
I mean, this all started 4 days ago.
It's certainly been a wild week, and we're not even at the 7th day yet.
It has certainly been eventful.
I don't remember which one we count.
Where are we going again?
We gotta get the horn. We gotta get the swords. We're going to Magni's Hold, and then we're gonna fight this necromancer, I think, because that seems bad, and I don't think we should let that happen.
I think it seems bad, or being there's a necromancer on the loose.
The necromancer that like raised all the dead skeletons that attacked us seems bad. Maybe I'm being biased, but
I think that's fair.
I think it's a reasonable assessment. Most historical records of of necromancy, most stories of those that play with the dead tend to not be the heroes of those particular tales.
Especially when the last time they were summoned, they killed my hero. So that's where I stand on this whole issue.
Is that the one you talked with?
Yeah, the ghost over the lake. It was great.
Oh, yes.
Love a lake ghost. I think as this conversation is all happening, the camera like pulls up away from the group of you, kind of taking in the rolling landscape, pitching further and further back, the haze kind of obscuring our vision too far away as it sort of starts to like move away from the group of you, and we catch the silhouette of the tall buildings that is Salter's Port, built on this tall spire of stone jutting up next to the coast, and we see the form of these two figures walking along the road that kind of winds along the cliffs to the south, the sea crashing beneath, the sound of the ocean waves, this perpetual rhythmic crash amidst the thin drizzle of rain. And I think old Noel pauses next to you, Almond, and like kind of gestures down. You could see a bay down off the cliff, down near where the water is. This like horseshoe-shaped bay and this kind of dark crevasse leading back into the rocks. And he's just like, that's a cave that those bandits have been holed up in. According to a captain's word, I got a feeling they got the horn down in there, but we told your friends that they should press to Magni's quick as can be. I'm inclined to hang back, send you off to catch up with them. I can put some haste in your steps if that'll help you. They shouldn't be too hard to run down. I think they're only a few hours out in front of us this morning, but well, I'm worried about what might come up out of that cave, and I feel like one of us needs to keep an eye on them.
But then how are you going to catch up with us?
Well, I'm all by myself. I do a pretty good job getting overlooked, unseen. So I was thinking I could try to trail off after them, send word to you, give you some idea where they're headed, what they might be Oh, hell. Have a look at that. And I think he like gestures down towards the cave, where as you turn, like looking down, you see like figures very small in the distance, right? It's still probably like a half mile off, obscured by a bit of fog and that like haze of rain, you know? But you could see clearly people coming out of the entrance, and he's like, well, looks like they're moving already. I got ways to send words on the wind to you, need be. I mean, we're pretty familiar with one another now, and Half has his tricks that he's done taught me. I'm not sure, I mean, if you got a different idea, I'm happy to hear it, but...
So this is Aston talking. Are we in the same location as the rest of our group? Like, is this actually our group that we're seeing?
No, so you're like an hour like behind them down the road, right? Like, I want you to imagine like you're kind of down near the coast, as the case may be.
Yeah.
And they're just up a little ways like off the coast, right? So the folks that you're seeing coming out of the cave are the bandits with the horn, presumably.
Yeah, we're snuggled up in a bed of moss about a mile or two up the road.
Mm-hmm. And I think even to that matter, Aston, like I think as the two of you were standing, I think Noel's like, oh, hell, as like suddenly you hear this keening wail. And like at first it's the wind maybe cutting up through the rocks. As it starts to gust, you feel like your fur kind of pulling in the breeze, your apron like flapping about you, as like suddenly like this terrible keening cry, the sound of a discordant horn echoing off the cliffside, resonating over the pounding of the waves, drowning out the sound of the drizzle and the breeze. And I think there's a moment here, Almond, where like that you are almost like staggered back for an instant. I think like as your eyes close and this keening wail of sound like washes over you, there's a moment where you're almost like knocked loose in time. And like you have a semblance of yourself, of your childhood, of growing up in Marshview, your sister, your parents, your first rolling pin. But you see about you a darkened wood, skeletons of bird folk and humble folk lumbering all about in the brush between the trees, and like raised in the air the form of this purple kind of glowing necromancer, shrouded in his purple robes with this twisted black staff in his hands. And you see this like array of 5 people out in front of you. Jerbeen with like gleaming plate mail, a Mapach with like these twin swords in his hands, an old Strig with a horn. And I think you hear like overlaid in real time the discordance of the horn on the cliff next to Knoll, but the blowing of this horn in like the history of 100 years past. And I think that you would be familiar that like some Cervan are touched with what's called the sight. Your kind of amongst the humble folk especially are very hardy and tough, and there are legends of their kind of connections to the past. And I think you just have this moment of like seeing the last time this horn was blown in this like fight against the necromancer some 50 years ago, and you're like rocked loose back into the present moment as the horn is blowing, and there is like this almost creeping darkness that's like washing up off the coast over it. You feel this like chill in your bones, and I think Knoll like reaches out, like grabbing hold of your hand even for a moment. And he's like, "This is not good. This is not good at all."
Yep. What should we do? What should we do?
I need to double back to town. I need to make sure that Salter's Port, that they're ready for whatever might be coming. The horn, it's an ancient thing, and it shouldn't be blown by them with hearts that are corrupt like this. Find your friends. They won't be far. I'll give you a leg up. It's real easy to see everything when you can run with the wind and the clouds. Go find your friends. I'll try to keep an eye on this lot and send word if they get moving towards your neck up north. And I think he reaches out, touching you. It's like, I'll keep watch over you. Knows I'm gonna need his tricks before the night falls today. And I think Almond, as Knoll like reaches out, touching your shoulder, he like begins murmuring this prayer to Hoth over you, and your body becomes almost like insubstantial and weightless. You feel yourself like rising up off the ground. You feel this like swiftness kind of like surge through you. And effectively he like is casting Windwalk on you, so you can just like run through the clouds to try to go catch your friends. And as you're kind of like, you feel this weightlessness rising up past him, like he takes a step back, turning and looking down towards the bay, and he's like, I gotta make my way back into town. There's good folk there, and we both know the perch guard ain't gonna do what needs doing if this turns out as bad as it might. Try and find those swords. Keep your friends safe.
I will always think of Marisha Ray when walk. Like, don't cast it in combat.
Yep. Even though it's going to do nothing for him because it only lasts a minute, the only thing Armin has to kind of give back is just casting guidance on him. It only lasts a minute. It'll get
it's-
him barely down the road. But it's sort of all she's got, and she wants to sort of give some. Oh, hang on.
Maybe you are quite literally just guiding him, that he's forgotten the route back to the town,
No,
and you're
go that
going,
way.
it's that way, it's that way.
Yeah.
Oh, even that only lasts a minute. Okay. Yeah. No. Guidance.
It's magnificent as you call down like the kind of blessing of Kareth on Noel, and like he's like, you try and keep them safe. I'll do what I can. Run
You
swift.
keep yourself safe.
And I think you see him turn, and with incredible alacrity, the old Foxford man begins like kind of darting back towards Salter's Point. Port as the wind sort of sweeps you up on it. And in this insubstantial state, you have a fly speed of 300 feet per round and can just go like kind of racing across the sky to try to run down your friends.
Fly, Almond, show us the meaning of haste.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I thought he was about to cast. But yeah.
Yeah.
That would
she
definitely
goes.
be cool. And so, yeah, we watch, I think the camera trails as the form of like the servant cleric of community Almond racing into the wind, caught like the raindrops like parting before you as you sort of like soar through the air, like lunging, long striding your way across the sky itself. And I think the camera like trailing along with you as the ground is kind of racing along beneath us. You catch sight after the better part of like a really like 20 minutes or so, and you're able to like see the group of your friends beneath you. And I think to that point, the four of you kind of sitting, finishing up your short, long rest, like measuring the level of the earth, moss, coats, and scarves and stoles shrouding you from the chilly fall weather. You see in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it is your servant companion. As you see what is clearly the form of Almond Dillingsworth, like...
Obi, I promise you the dark green looks better with your eyes. And oh my Henwin, what is going on here?
It can't be.
Well, that is certainly not a sign. Hold on.
Is Almond the
Hello? Almond? Is that
Almond
you?
like 3-point lands like Superman.
As you like reform into like your material form, the like kind of etherealness like shrouding away from you, shredding off of you. You hit the ground like poof, the like raindrops like kicking up the moisture out of the earth, you know, and you guys are like
Obi begins like prestidigitating off the mud that just like splattered up all over his coat.
Holly holds up a sign. It's like 10.
Quilliam's just applauding. Was like, "Oh, well done! That was marvelous, Holly. That was just, or Almond. That was marvelous, Almond. That was outstanding. So good. You've knocked me off my accent. I'm upper class British now for some reason."
I'm now imagining
Really
Quilliam
quite
like
impressive.
on their back, just like
So-
trying to. I'm turtling.
Help me!
Yeah.
I would imagine that's a frequent occurrence on this adventure. You've
Yeah.
all just gotten used to every once in a while having to tip Quilliam back over.
We can get you level. Where's the level?
Yeah. But I'm still hidden away in my little pouch.
Yeah, we got to level you up, Quilliam, not level down.
Oh. Wow.
So
March you 5 reunited, and it feels so good.
How
Do
are
you
you
have-
all? Are you all okay?
Yeah.
Well,
more or less, yes, I think so.
We
I mean, it's
fought
been
a
an
mud thing.
eventful-
That was cool.
It's been an eventful few days.
Did
We
fight
went
a-
shocking.
Yep.
We said that word way too many times.
Mm.
What about you? Where is Noel?
Okay. So, we were following you, and we came across a cave and saw the bandits and heard the horn. They blew the horn, and
taking a long time for you to tell us whether he's alive or not. Just tell us whether he's alive or not.
Oh, he's alive. He's alive. He's alive. But
you could have led with that one.
Yeah. But bad visions, necromancers, all that stuff. And so Noel has gone back to town to warn them that they're coming.
Should we go back to town?
Well, I don't think so. I think it's business as usual. We continue on to the Magni's Hold.
We figured that they would be taking the horn to Magni's Hold, right? So it's just we thought
we
could intercept them.
There was a thought that they were going to go try to get the swords, and so you were just trying to get there first, right? That was Noel's whole take in terms of this debate of like, do we go to the cave? Like, look, they already have the horn. They're going to try to get the swords. If you guys can get them first, then like we're one up, right?
Yes, we know where the horn is now.
But first they're going to like ransack Saltersport? What about like Mina? Should we go help?
Well, there's not much that we can do there, darling. If you remember, we're kind of wanted criminals.
Yeah, who just kicked ass in a bar fight. Like, why not, what if they attack again?
Well, that's what the town guard is there for.
Yeah, I'm sure they're real useful. They're probably as good as the perch guard.
Yes, they were rather pathetic, weren't they?
That's what Noel said. More or less.
Well, I truly don't think that we can do much to help. I think the best thing that we can do is to continue going up north and find the swords. We'll have all but one of the relics then, I believe. And then we can just go back. We can do what you're suggesting we do now. Then.
Late.
Well, it might not be. If we go now, it might still be too late. It might be too early. We just genuinely don't know.
How many people were there when they blew the horn?
Looked like
How many
maybe
people were there when they blew the horn?
half a dozen, maybe. You saw maybe about 6.
And did anything happen?
Well, I don't really know because I kind of got staggered back a little bit, and I had my first sight vision, and she's like really excited, and you guys don't really understand what that means.
I'm happy you're happy.
So I saw a vision of the past and the necromancer. So I don't know if anything happened in the real world when they blew the horn, because I was in a vision.
But the horn caused you to have the vision, or that's just a coincidental timing thing?
Yep.
I love that.
Well, I fully understand.
I don't, but I understand that we should probably get going in whichever direction we're going. I do think there's value to making sure that these swords don't fall into their hands. They've already got the horn and have used it. Would Obi, as someone who's like pretty into like folklore and legend, would he have any sense of what the horn was, like the legends around what the horn does, or like
make a history check? Yeah.
First roll.
Oh, he's not actually got that great.
20!
So you have a +4. He's not that great.
I was about to go Quilliam Health, and I was like, no, utterly unnecessary.
Obi, you know well the story of the horn of the Everden. It supposedly has all manner of things affiliated with it across the legends. It's said that it could rend the earth, decimate foes when sounded. It's said that its clarion call can sunder the flesh of the undead that the necromancer has summoned. It has even been said that when the proper bearer calls its sound, it can rouse the spirits of the greatest heroes and legends of old to fight at the side of the caller. And supposedly, that is how it was used last, some 50 years past, when the necromancer returned the first time it was driven. You are also aware that there are terrible dangers associated with these legends, that should those with evil hearts dare to blow the horn, to sound its call, that it could raise the vengeful spirits of the past, that it could weaken the barrier between of the living and dead. And I think that, that's a pretty good summation of what, from like rumors and legends and such.
Yes, it's quite dramatic, and I think as Obi shares this with everyone else, it's very dramatic in the way that he tells it. Like, it's like full of ellipses and drama. The way he like tells this legend.
Go on.
Well, that's as far as I know.
Oh, sorry, I was just so enraptured.
Well, that's
Sitting there in a
word.
circle with like
It's-
our legs crossed.
This is the next act that we are in now. That was what came before. Then we've had 50 years of intermission. And now, the next act begins. And this is the dangerous thing. If they have the horn, if they're blowing the horn, and they have ill intent, then there is a possibility that this could already be starting against us. That they are already rousing evil, breaking down the barriers between what exists now and what has exists before. And
But evil has
We
already
may-
been risen. We fought the undead.
well, we fought a few bones. Far worse, I think, could be roused with the sort of sound of this horn.
I think it's literally at this moment, as you all are sitting, that the wind kind of gusts up around you, leaves sort of surging up off the ground, and I think all of you hear this like, it's almost like this thin rolling that just kind of like waves past you with the wind, like the echo of the horn after so much time kind of blowing past you as it rolls to the north. And literally, I think like as this happens, there's like a rumbling peal of thunder, and the glance, that like instinctive, impulsive glance to the sky as the like sky roars at you. There's like surging almost of like these veins, like almost like lightning in the clouds, but purple, like veins, like so many like capillaries, like running clouds to the north, stretching past you towards them, just enunciating Obi. William.
Does this look like a natural storm?
It did until that happened.
I was going to say, what about purple capillaries
I
in
was-
the sky? It feels natural.
I
just so
don't
you
know.
know-
I've never frequented that.
Fantasy world, you don't know.
Yeah, could be what storms in this part of the year would look like.
Yeah,
It's your
capillary
typical-
storms of fall, always rough.
Typical sound effects. Just it might just be me. You're getting slightly muted by the Discord.
Oh,
by the-
right. We are in Discord, so my sound effects are not appreciated. Discord
No.
hates onomatopoeia.
No.
I'll go far
Uh,
away and go.
You'll have to
Which
spell it
direction
out.
is the storm? North or south?
It's coming it's coming up from the south, moving northward, the same direction you guys are.
Well, I suggest that we get ahead of that storm. I usually like the look of most natural things, but that is leaving me uneasy.
Little bit.
And the sound was that Armin had already heard of the horn.
Mm-hmm. I think that you recognize it's not exactly the same sound, but it's almost like the echo of it, like this echo.
Yeah. Armin sort of just points to the sky and is like, yeah, that's the horn.
Right.
Well,
It doesn't sound as vibrant as I'd always envisioned it.
well, it might sound a little bit differently if, I guess, somebody like you were to blow it.
Perhaps.
Judging from your wonderful story.
Thank you. I've practiced that one a lot. It showed.
Oh, no,
that
it
had the
shows.
timing down right, and
It's very natural. You have a very good sense of flow.
oh, well, I try. But
I think that
we
we're
should
basically
probably...
in like a sequel right now.
Well,
Oh, yes.
perhaps
So
something
like when
of that
there's a play and then they do another play based on the first play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Often
Like a book?
not as good as the first one. It always ends up feeling a little bit derivative. Our troops had a few run-ins where we've gone back to a town and performed the follow-up story from last year's festival, last year's dance, and the general reception is usually a little more
What I
tepid. They're
bet they
excited at
love
first, but then they're
Insulters
like,
for-
we've seen this before, but it was better the last time.
Yes,
And
but
it's
doesn't
also
it
really
give
well
the story
done.
room to breathe?
The
You know,
love of
take what
cliffhangers,
worked.
Insulters for-
But
It's on
sometimes.
cliffside.
Anyway, theatrical conventions aside, I think that we should move north.
Yeah, let's go to the swords. I think.
Is this a walk
How
and
long of the
talk?
trip is? Yeah,
Oh, absolutely, yes.
stealth and a stealth talk. I think.
Holly dear, are you okay?
So I think Holly is actually like at the back of the group and like staring back to Salter's Port. And so she just like turns as like the group has started walking. She's like, it just feels like we're running away. I don't know. I just feel like we're leaving people to maybe get hurt.
Yeah, you're right. We should put on all our armor and head back into the city. And
I was gearing
It's the
up
right
for a
thing to do, like-
emotional speech there for a second, and I completely and utterly distracted. Oh, that was brilliant.
But
I know
we
it's
are still-
the right thing to do, but like everyone we met was, other than the ones we killed, like they were nice people.
didn't kill a lot of the main ones.
Well, we are planning on coming back eventually.
Noel's warning them.
Yeah.
I'd
Mhm.
say that Noel's not a slouch.
Yes, he has not
Well, he
steered
does-
us wrong
he-
before.
But he
I mean,
actually does slouch.
But
Yeah.
he himself
Is old.
is not.
Yes, he has one, but is not one.
Hmm.
You can have a thing and not. It's like I have an umbrella, but I myself am
Yeah,
not an
you can
umbrella.
have a thing and not use a thing. They can be different things.
Ah.
But
I know,
Holly.
like I know it's what we've got to do, and like it's obviously, this isn't good, and hopefully the swords will help. I just want to try to help.
Do we run through town? We try to sneak through town.
You want to double back?
Oh wait, we're north of town?
Melissa, out of character, doesn't actually think we should do that. I'm just, I'm just.
You want to go? You want to go
Play
push
whatever.
into town?
Quilliam, in character,
thinking
will
so.
grab these two young'uns by the scruff of the neck before he lets the two of them run back into that town that's just trying to kill
a
us.
little peek, But that's fine.
Now, Odella, I would have thought that you might have learned your lesson about getting into trouble in that town.
It worked out pretty well for us last time.
Yeah. Don't take to learning things too quickly. Yeah.
Well, I, for one, am going to follow Noel's advice and go to this hold. I think that's where we need to go. If anything, it gets us away from any ire that we might have raised in Salter's Port. To no fault of our own, I agree. But I don't think there's much down there for us anymore. I think we need to go north, and we can come back once our job is done.
We can. There's
Is
something
every-
to come back to.
Oh, there will be plenty to come back to.
She's just worried about the
What
salted
could
caramel.
possibly go wrong?
Don't say things
That's
like
the magic
that.
words.
That's the.
It's okay,
Until that's
we'll leave.
said, it's
We'll be right back.
Quilliam, just. But we should go. We shouldn't waste any more time.
Quilliam just kind of hobbles off with his staff. He goes at like half the pace of everybody else, so they'll catch up to him very easily.
Half the pace of Almond is like 150 feet.
Yeah. It's a really good pace. It's quite a pace, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just send Almond up to Magny's Hole to have a quick look around and just come back? Pew!
So,
We'll go back and
Twin Wolf
check on the
Gospel?
town.
Yeah.
Do a flyby. See what's happening.
Hell, sell to the distant Glarendar I heard about. See what's going on over there.
How
it's
long
a
does
long
it?
walk.
8 hours. Windwalk is 8 hours. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why not do a little walkabout through town? Check it out.
Well, if you think you can get back, and like we'll mosey on up the road, and if you think you can get back to Saltersport, have a nosy about and come back and give a report while Windwalk is still up, I would have no objection to that.
Although, that would mean I would be flying back into the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. True.
Oh yeah, and you're made of mist at the moment. That's a good
Right. Yeah.
point.
Let's leave it. Right.
Let's fly up into the terrible purple clouds and just go back in the direction of the bad guys alone for a second.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
was nice to see Almond one last time. But she
It's 18
manifested
months.
in mist and then just disappeared.
It's like that video of the raccoon with the fairy floss in the water.
yeah.
Saddest gif of all time. Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
tragic. Yeah, he says.
That's how I imagine every bit of Scroungecraft looks like, by the way. Just after an hour.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, we're gone.
Oh no, where'd it go?
So you all are still
'Cause,
just.
like- Well, how far away theoretically is what's it called?
Magnus
Magnus
Hold.
Hold?
Mhm.
Yeah, how far away would that be? Fly
Oh,
time.
If nothing else, you can scout ahead.
You can definitely
Yeah.
scout ahead. So it's basically like a day and a half worth of travel from where you are, right?
Oh.
So you could like make some good tracks, but it'll still take
And
you.
you'd be ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get there a day ahead. Just
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, bye guys.
I got this cool ability and you don't. Voomp.
Yeah. But I can come in and out of the wind walk by spending like a minute
Mm-hmm.
focusing on each form, right?
Mhm.
So
Or I could just cast
like-
spell magic on you.
Oh.
And then Quilliam takes his dark turn.
This is a quick break.
Necromancer's been with us all along.
He does have
Yeah.
the staff of the Night Father, yeah.
I was gonna say,
Upstage
he did like
me, will
peek
you?
with Ed and like the second.
So Armand would have come out of the mist form when she landed.
Mm-hmm.
So she is actually going to take 10 minutes while we're all sort of talking and stuff. to use her channel divinity, Magnificent Feast, and making what was it that I made last time? Was it cinnamon scrolls?
Cinnamon swirls, I think.
Cinnamon, yeah. So,
How many different things can this international crew call them? But yeah.
Yeah. So she'll make those one for each of her companions because it makes 4. So they last up to 8 hours or until the end of a rest. Oh, it doesn't specify what kind of rest. That's interesting. So eating it takes an action, and you get healing equal to 2d4 plus my cleric level, which is now 5. So let me roll those 2d4 real quick.
Nice.
10.
Okay, so 10 points of healing if you eat one of them. So you've got that with you for the next 8 hours. Given we've got a storm right behind us and who knows what ahead.
This is the Hollywood physics. We can outwalk a storm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a twister. Do you use Maine as spoon to prepare any of this?
Yes. She's a little unsure about just how much some of the coloured stains in it might affect the colour of the batter. Just how fresh are those stains? Will it actually seep out into the food that she's cooking? But yeah, she will actually.
Quite fortunately, it does not leak anything into your food or stain the coloration of your cinnamon scrolls. But I think over the course of the 10 minutes cooking with it, you realize that it is more than just a meager spoon omelet, as it is a spoon of some note, and will assist you enhancing some of your magical effects.
It's a spoon of seeking.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Now I want to know why Maina had this in her.
To attack off people in the restaurant. Yeah. Look at my food.
I'm gonna cast a guarding bolt right at your ass.
I also 100%
Don't you try to hide. I ignore a half a
husband with bug cheese.
Yeah, really. Cool. So you're able to cook over the course of the 10 minutes here. You situate everybody with the 10 hit point little cinnamon scrolls, should you all choose to use them. And a group of you are going to press on. Are we staying mostly on the road? You said something about being sneaky and quiet, Grace. Austin, you did this?
Yeah, quick question. Before we head on, did we get the benefits of a short rest in our sort of break here?
Yeah, with the level up, you guys can fully reset. That's fine.
Perfect.
Hey!
Yeah.
We got our spell slots. Excellent.
Oh, perfect. We got all our spell slots back.
Oh,
Yeah. All those spell slots, Grace.
All your spell slots.
I think I forgot that we were north of town by this point.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
I feel like with the storm behind us, we probably want to take the main road. But I don't think we want to perhaps slow ourselves down to the point of risking anybody or anything catching up with us. Probably that would be Della's suggestion. But a normal
Kind of full
pace.
steam ahead.
Okay.
We could go at a fast pace.
I feel like there's
Or
no
a medium
reason to
pace?
delay.
I'm happy with a casual walk.
A medium pace. We'll go to medium
You're
pace.
always happy with a casual clip, but this is storms.
I think
Competitors
right,
in
is
the
this
sky.
true?
Well, I don't think we can outwalk a storm.
Fast pace gives
You
us
haven't
-5 on our
seen that.
passive perception. So
Yes. Yeah.
I think just probably normal pace.
Oh.
Spot the TM. I like that. Yeah, normal. My passive perception is fairly big.
Yeah, you guys are perceptive, especially old Quilliam. It's actually very ironic. Okay, so you guys are moving at like a standard pace. You just like moving up the road. You're not making a Deer Quilliam run here. So you all like
You can certainly
Deer
try.
Quilliam, it's actually Deer Almond.
yeah, it is
No,
Sierra
almonds,
Almond. Yeah, it's Sharp Quilliam. Yeah. So the group of you travel through the kind of like intermittent rain and wind, the clouds kind of ever present throughout the day, the occasional booms of thunder echoing kind of across the landscape as you follow the road winding north along the kind of eastern edge of the Humblewood while it extends down towards the sea. Yeah, over the course of like the day, you don't see any real travelers on the road. I think it's notable, especially to you, William, the silence of the forest around you. Even in this late like time of year, with the weather as it is, like you would hear birds, you would see squirrels under the tree canopy. There is a kind of stillness to the wood that is unsettling, uneasy. Yeah, and so I don't know, unless there's anything notable in the course of the day, like I think we watch a quick montage of you guys kind of traveling over 8 hours northward. Like afternoon sun sinking kind of invisibly behind the clouds, low under the horizon, twilight beginning to fall. The question is, do you press on through the night? What do you guys want to do as you have like walked the full 8 hours? You're kind of right up to the crux of the wood, this fork in the road, where you could head west towards Wintering Reach or east towards Brackenmill, and you know from here you have to like break northwards off the main roads and follow trails up to the hole.
I just imagine over the montage of the 8 hours of us walking, it just cuts to different clips of Quilliam talking to each member of the Marshy Five. Like, Holly was like, well, yes, of course, there was Cherry, who's your great grandmother, I believe. Now, she was the greatest crochet artist in the village. She could crochet anything for you. And then it goes, well, Obie and Odella, your great aunt, Petunia. She was a basket weaver, I believe. Now, I had her over to my house, and it's just that's all there.
I love
all
that
he is
Quilliam
doing.
somehow already got like druid timeless body going. Like he's so
Yeah.
that old.
He's so old that he reset his levels, Melissa. That's what happened. He went to 20 and went back to 1. Yeah.
You get to 20 and then you start again.
Quilliam's like Merlin. He's 8. He's leveling backwards. He started at 20.
Yeah.
He's gonna get to level 1 and die.
Oh no, we're not that far.
Yeah, I know.
Do we risk exhausting ourselves if we continue traveling?
Potentially, sure. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm getting a little ways off the road.
Maybe. Is there a settlement nearby? I mean, there's no harm in looking for a nice soft bed. Is there a town or anything?
You do know Quilliam. Make a history check, actually.
I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
As a pretty well traveled guy, would Obi have a sense as well? Would he be able to make a check as well?
Yeah, you make a check as well.
13 for me.
Okay.
History.
22.
Oh,
Excellent.
wow.
So I think,
I remember.
yeah, as you point this out, Quilliam, you're like, oh, is there somewhere? I remember there being someplace nearby. It's just been quite a while since you've been this far north of Marshview. Those business deals that went south keep you from coming this far north into the woods. But you, Obi, having traveled these roads frequently over the years, you know that there is, in fact, not a settlement per se nearby, but rather there is a nearby tower where there is like a kind of like, not a homesteader, but there is an individual who lives out here in the woods. He's got a small tower. His name is Maui. He's a Cervan, like Almond. He's kind of like a moose dude. He's a very like big old guy. He does a lot of like herbalism and kind of forestry work, collecting strange ingredients and the things that one might gather in the wood. He keeps a small garden. But he's got a small tower on a little like hill just off the road to the west a little bit. You could be there within like 20 minutes if you want to diverge that way to look for, shelter.
I'm just... I feel it in my joints. I'm just a little bit stiff. I don't know if I can really continue on.
At the very least, we
I'm
were to
picturing
take
the
refuge.
moose character from Zootopia right now. Is sort of what we're going to walk into.
Mm-hmm.
I went full Bullwinkle.
But, at the very least, even if we aren't able to negotiate a roof over our heads, at the very least, being in the shadow of a tower is something that is not a bad thing for taking a rest. At least as far as I'm aware, and Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, this Maui is not a dangerous individual, just a bit of a recluse, bit of a hermit.
Exactly.
Well,
So-
you are
A hermit
quite
or a moose?
charming, Obi. Very charming. I'm sure you can talk our way in.
I can try. Do I have any recollection of like how has Maui received the traveling troop as they've come along these roads in the past? Did he welcome them, or was it like, these folks again disturbing my peace?
Yeah, actually, he's a pretty cheerful sort, I think he's the kind of guy that's got like a basket of like apples for you every fall, and a couple of like pints of strawberries every spring. He's a friendly enough sort. He's like out here alone because he's not a city guy, but he doesn't dislike people and isn't quite a curmudgeon or anything like that.
So he's rich.
Then I think that we
This
have.
is you, Philly? This is just you?
perfect-
Have you put yourself in the game?
I guess I did. Call me Stephen King. Yeah, I've like inserted myself into the story.
A moose, Rich.
City, he
Interesting.
likes people. He runs a lot of D&D online.
This is just Philly saying he in deep down he feels Canadian.
Oh my God! If only, if only, dude.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
I just said to a mutual friend of ours this week, I was like, I really thought you were Canadian. And they were like, thank you. I was like, it is a character trait shared by some of my favorite people, Like, I don't mean to, like, ascribe being Canadian as a character trait or a personality. Yeah. So you want to diverge to Maui's Tower?
I don't think it's a bad idea at the very least. Maui's
Quilliam's
Tower,
hips
and
would
I-
appreciate it.
Do it.
Onwards.
Doke. So with the group of you, like cutting away from the road, you begin moving. How's the group kind of like walking? Are you just in like a random cluster? Is there anybody distinctly out in front or in back or in the middle?
You want a marching order?
Yeah, you're on like a kind of 10-foot wide sort of path, right? So sure, give me the marching order.
I imagine Odella's up a tree somewhere.
Dalkin. I forget our. No, it's not dark. Is it dark? It's getting dark.
It's getting dark now, and especially because you're in the woods, like the darkness is setting in, right? It's definitely like kind of dark.
Who has dark vision and who does not?
Just you and your brother.
Only
I feel like we should front and back. At the front and at the back.
How's that
Yeah,
hedgehog
because I'm
dark?
like leading the direction towards where this tower is, so I'm probably at the front, and then you're keeping an eye on sort of the rear as we sort of make our way forward.
Okie doke.
Ooh.
Bing. You guys are kind of down here towards the bottom of the map. I will switch us over for the stream. Let's see if I get this to work correctly. Ooh, fancy transition. Okay, I still have our volume. I still have your volume. I see all the things. I think most of the labels are correct. So, as you all are making your way up, it's
Making
this...
your way-
Yeah, really got me.
Thank you.
It's this little hill, like a small hillock, the tower kind of mounted up on the top of it. The darkness sort of the trees around you, the kind of sun having just set in the twilight hour, the storm above. I think the rain has started to fall harder around you. Thunder booming in the sky, lightning like flashes for a moment, and it's got this purplish hue to it that creates this kind of unnatural flash of shadow around you as you all walk. I would like everybody to make perception checks as you're making your way up this road.
Alrighty.
Great.
Oh yeah, 22, 23. Oh, that was a history check.
Oh man.
Odella, Quilliam, as you all are like approaching up this hill, you hear amidst the pattering of the rain, the booming of the thunder, the gusting of the wind, the sound of like clattering and scraping, and it distinctly reminds you of the skeletons that you battled not days ago in the forest. It's the sound of bones rattling against themselves, the sounds of bony feet scraping across a stone. You can't see much other than what you can see. What would you guys like to do?
I don't think we're alone. Hold on. Quilliam will cast Shillelagh on the the Knife Other staff. Just to get himself a little bit ready. I hear the sounds of the creaking, clicking, clacking undead again. I think we should prepare for a conflict.
How far up?
Within like 60 feet or so, you think 50 feet.
Odella, do you think you can creep up and have a look?
You're muted, Grace.
Odella?
Yes.
Odella! Oh, there you are.
I'm already gone, actually.
That's how
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I stealth check up?
Yeah, go for it. Make stealth check, Odella.
Is it dim light?
Indeed it is.
Get advantage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would
Odella.
go.
Oh, with a +7.
I would go not the paths, right? I was this before. Like I would start hitting this way.
So yeah, move yourself wherever you think you should be.
I'll go to the fence.
Okay.
It's a little bush. Oh yeah. Okay.
As
Go ahead.
you
Yep.
get up here to the fence, you see just at the edge of your range these skeletons moving in kind of like the darkness, shuffling. Some of them are like digging at the ground, and I think as you come up to the fence, you inadvertently step on the pitchfork that was kind of like leaned on the ground, which slaps up like cracking into the wood of the fence. It doesn't hit you in the face. It hits
It's
the
in the
fence.
sideshow of Bob on it.
Yeah. To which the skeletons like their beaks kind of like cracking and chopping, their heads like pivot and turn looking towards you as you get a look at them. And I'm going to say I think this is the moment where we have to roll initiative. You guys are far. You want to move? You want to move as Odella moves away? What were you going to say, Austin?
So I was gonna say, I think as Adela like peels away, like I was probably gonna like creep a little bit closer, and if I can, knowing that there's danger coming, mirror image.
Oh
if
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
do that before we roll initiative.
Sure. I'd say all of you guys can move up to your full movement speed as Odella like sneaks up the trail. If any of you want to move or reposition anywhere, gosh, that's brutal, Melissa.
Yeah.
Oh.
I miss being a monk. I had a monk stunlock my drow archmage for 4 rounds straight, Melissa, last night, and I was just like, F this. I'm playing a monk. I didn't even care.
I've been slowly trying to build a sorcerer monk, just because I think that that's just so much stuff to try and keep track of. I think it'd be very good fun.
I was pretty salty.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Another one.
Please, well, at least I'm not
Oh.
last.
Brutal.
Gosh, this
Actually, no. I'm so sick of going early with Adon. I was like, okay, good. Let's let all this shake out, and Quilliam can heal and do whatever needs to be done when all the rest happens.
Oh, jeez,
Uh,
Louise.
We're gonna realize how much we missed Almond now in this fight. If we're up against a bunch of undead, and all of a sudden we got our level 5 cleric with us. So okay, we're good.
Yeah, he's already
This is like
used
Ike
the
showing up at
divinity,
Whitestone.
Hey, that name in the chat is great. I don't
You
know
like
what
that?
it is. The
cobble fright?
but I love it.
It's a cobble fright. It's a cobble fright.
Right.
Yeah, how do you not know what that is, Grace?
You don't know.
The
You don't know.
classic monster,
Yeah,
Cobble
exactly. The cobble fright. Chester cobble fright. We call them.
Esther Cobble, right?
Yeah, I should point out that your level 5 cleric has already used her 1 channel divinity on giving you all cinnamon scrolls. So
That's fine.
We're fine. We're going to be very, very grateful.
Use your 1 channel divinity on cinnamon scrolls. I love it so much. I love it so freaking much.
You get 2 at 6. Is that yeah?
What
2
is
cinnamon scrolls.
going on with my initiative tracker? Why is nothing showing up? How fascinating.
None of us clicked our
Oh,
tokens.
there we go. They just all showed up. Great.
hey, there they are.
Roll 20, lagging on me. My word, I really kicked your guys' butts on initiative here.
Yeah.
1,
Yes,
2,
you
3,
did.
4, 5. I see 5 of you. Fortunately for me, the skeletons go first. So I think that as the pitchfork like snaps up, cracking into the wall, these stupid skeletons all like break into movement, shuffling towards poor Odella. They do not have a heck of a lot of movement speed.
And I can't see any of them because I don't have dark vision.
Oh, I know. I don't know if anybody wanted to have cast light. Yeah, so I think they come like shambling forward. This one's stopping at the bank. 10, 20, 30.
Look at the bank.
Yup.
Gotta take out some cash.
Yup. 20, 30. These 3 come shuffling forward. 10, 20, 30. Over here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them come like lumbering forward, and you see them like lifting up these bows that almost appear to be like made of bone, firing these like bone arrows like back at you all. So this is how we're gonna do it. 1 for Quilliam off on the side over here. 14.
Misses.
1 for Obi. 12.
Rule thing.
Yep.
For the folks that don't have dark vision, does that mean the skeletons have advantage because the folks who are in the dark can't see it very well? Is there any? I can't remember exactly how that works.
Yeah, technically it kind of should. They definitely do have dark vision. They can see you. You guys are like lightly obscured. It's sort of like you're blinded if you can't see them. There is no light. Nobody's lit light yet here, right? So they would have advantage against you, Quilliam. That's a very good point. It's still only a 14. 12 for Obi. That's a miss. This one's going to fire at, I think, Almond as it comes forward, shooting with advantage over here. 8.
I will remember this, Austin. I will remember this.
As you should. This one firing for Deer Odella at the wall is not a deer. Raccoon Odella. 23.
That makes sense. I'm the one that gets hits.
Yeah, it does make sense. 5 points of piercing damage, Odella, as one of these arrows, like, you try to, like, spin away from it, but this, like, lancing bone arrow kind of, like, clips your shoulder.
Yep.
That's all 4 of those.
Oh, let me, let me...
You got a thing?
Yeah, I have uncanny dodge. I'd like to use my reaction to have the damage.
Okay, there goes your reaction. The damage is reduced to 2.
I'll take that.
Which
Fun new thing.
brings us to this guy. Was here, so it's going to be 10, 20. It just comes lumbering forward to here.
You've saved my reaction.
It comes lumbering forward to here, and then it's going to use its action to dash, where it smashes down through the fence. It just like, you see what's coming forward as it like comes lumbering into the line of sight, especially of those of you without dark vision. It is this hulking, like kind of 14-foot tall amalgamation of bird bones attached to each other in incredibly unnatural and disconcerting ways, as it is just like this mass almost of bones that have been like collected into this kind of gigantic cleaving beak, these red sort of beacons of light emerging up out of the semblance of like a skull that it has pieced together at the top of its head. And I think it just like barrels through the fence, wood splintering, like poles falling as it lumbers up on top of you. That's my skeletons and the cobble fright. Odella, you're up on 15.
That is not a friend of ours.
I'll shoot it with my... No, I'm gonna move and hide.
Yes, get the hell out of there!
I'd like to hide over here around this bush.
Okay.
Is that somewhere I can hide from this thing? Or should
You
I
can,
climb over
as you like dart away and like dive into the cover of the bush. Make a stealth check.
I have advantage because it's dim light?
Yep.
24.
Oh.
So I'll shoot at it with my bow.
Yeah, you watch as its head is kind of like trailing after you, trying to find it, but you like lose sight of it. Diving into the bushes, popping back up. 26 totally hits.
Oh,
Nice.
Jeez.
the max damage on the initial roll, so 17 damage.
Yeah, your arrow like hammering. You're going for the big guy, right?
Yes, sorry, yeah.
No problem, I assumed. The arrow, like, hammering into the bone, like, shatters a whole bunch of the wooden bone, which, like, goes, like, kind of flying. The arrow itself breaking, the bone, like, collapsing, falling away from the mass of this thing. Odella, that was your movement. That was your bonus action. Yep.
I wish I had realized this sooner. I think my sneak attack...
Should be
Oh,
up.
no, the sneak attack is up top. No, we're good. 1d6.
Yeah, you rolled double sixes on that.
Yep.
It should be 3d6 though, right? 5th level?
Yep.
Sneak attack?
Yep. So you can add another die in there.
Nice. Nailed it. I'll sort that out. That is my turn.
Got it. Bringing us to 18 points of damage on the cobble fright. That was Odella. Almond, you're up on 13.
Oh, good gracious. Okay. Bonus action, Almond is going to cast her spiritual weapon at 2nd level. Okay. And I don't have the token for that, actually.
Oh, I can drag it right out for you here. Bing. A holy roller.
Yeah. Roland.
Roland. I love it.
I can't move it.
Roland.
Yeah.
Roland.
We can thank Troy for that one in the very first game.
Yeah, really. It's very good. Save settings. Come on, roll 20.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, cool.
Got it. Okay. So Roland is going to roll over to there and attack the thingy. Okay, we do this.
Nice.
20! Yes, the rolling pin careens. God, they needed you back. Yeah, excellent. For 19 points of force damage. Very, very nice.
Okay, and then...
So that's a bonus action.
That was the bonus action. And then for her action, she is going to cast the frostbite cantrip. So I need a constitution saving throw from the cobble fright.
You got it. Con save. 16.
Yeah, okay. It's a cantrip, so nothing else happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you got movement.
Where to go? Armand's probably going to stay. There she is.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah.
Almond, as like the spiritual rolling pin like crashes down, you see almost this like purple energy surge out of the cobble fright as bones like shatter around it, right? And then you like twist the magic of the frostbite, which starts to like rhyme over ice around it, but it moves and just kind of shatters the ice off to no avail. Almond, that was your turn. On 12.
Yeah.
You hear a voice out of like the darkness from up near the building of like, what fools dare stand against us? As you see, like, striding down this spurred folk, a raptoran, this dark kind of purplish black feathers underneath the cowl of a robe, just like chuckling as they like stride down in the line of sight of you, I think, Odella. I don't know that anybody else can see them. And they proceed to...
This is our new Rollins corn, everybody.
They just start like laughing of like, to fight is to die. Submit and you can serve at our side. There is a new power rising. And I think it's like waiting and holding its action to see what you all are going to do. Obi, you're up on 9. It strides down to like here even. So I think now both of you maybe could see it. That's his turn. Obi, you're up on 9.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so... Fighting in the dark. It's not
Tricky.
great.
Tricky.
Only
Only somebody
okay.
had glowing arm.
So what Obi is going to do...
I was like, this is how Rich gets me to put the armor in.
What's that? What? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so what Obi's going to do... I'm just trying to decide if I try to deal with the light, or I think... Hearing that there's something else coming, I think Obi is going to... and sort of seeing it shadowed, sort of approaching, and not knowing what else might be out in the darkness, luring and knowing that many of his companions don't have light. What he's going to do... Oh, wait, no, I don't have anything, because I don't have any torches. So I can't help with light. Okay, so in that case, Obi is going to leave the folks that can't see in the dark. Can't do much else right now. And he is going to, with his bonus action, sort of jump up onto the edge of this fence, and as he does, activate his boots of speed. And that is going to give him a little bit of extra movement if he needs it. But he's going to come rushing sort of along the fence, like running along this like wooden fence towards this giant cobbled together bird skeleton. Mm-hmm. And he is going to, as he runs, take out his brandish and his sword and clap them together, the hilt of the sword on the edge of this buckler shield, all of the little like symbols along the edges like rattling, and he's going to cast a second level thunder wave into this skeleton. So it needs to make a I'll draw it in the chat. I think it's a constitution. Oh no, that's the wrong thing.
I think you're
so
right.
out of practice using the sheet
Yeah, I
here.
think you're right.
Con save.
Yeah, con save.
Yep. Oh, critical one.
Oh.
So that will be 13 points of thunder damage, and it's pushed 10 feet away from me.
And you are going to do it from there. So you're pushing it away from Holly, like this way?
Yeah, sort of like throwing it back away from the group as they kind of run down that way. Then what I think I'm going to do, with my mirror images kind of dancing around me, these 4 Obis are going to jump and run and tumble, sort of leaping across the gap in the fence where it got destroyed, and he's going to rush up to distract and engage with it. To also position himself should flanking be something that can be accomplished, as he's sort of like up on the fence, these 4 obies kind of spreading up down the line, making it unclear which one is the real him, and that is his turn.
As Obi races along the fence, like blasting this explosion of thunder off the crack between his brandish and his shield, the like Raptoran up here is like, so be it. Your Mapach friend has chosen your fate, and he's going to cast Ice Storm on Almond, Holly, and Quilliam. I need you guys to make saving throws, dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
As like there's like another rumble of thunder, this purple like surge of magic in the sky, and hail begins pummeling you. Brutal. Holly, you take 4 bludgeoning damage and 13 cold. That's 17 points of damage. Quilliam, Almond, the group of you, the pair of you, able to like evade most of the hailstones driving down out of the sky. Each of you only takes 8 points of damage. 2 bludgeoning, 6 cold.
I was thinking, do I burn and absorb elements? But nah.
And that creates a 20-foot radius of difficult terrain around you guys, which is deeply unfortunate. That was his reaction, which is going to bring us to Holly Goodtail.
Okay.
Is that on the map anywhere?
I'll put it down right here for us. Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
So I still can't see much.
It's one.
Look at the bubbles! So much bubbles everywhere! Everybody pop the bubbles!
Party.
Oh, Rich, that's just me. Where is this going?
Yeah, like this. It's very mean. I'm a jerk. You can jump around.
Oh, just wait until you see what I'm about to ask you to do.
You can just jump. Yeah, you're a
leaping,
a long-haired leaping gnome. That's not the correct game, but you are a long-haired leaping Jerbeen.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I'm quoting 60s songs. I don't know if I'm like really out on a limb here, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my base long jump is 30 feet.
Yeah. Well.
Without a running start.
Boing.
So I just am like, well, don't like that. Ow, ow, ow. As hail is like falling on her from the sky. So yeah, she's just gonna jump over here, and attack this thing with her axe.
Is this like the axe chop as you come falling out of the sky of like, ah!
Yeah. Yeah. It comes from above. Danger from above, as some might say.
Oh, strong jaw! Wait, no.
22.
Oh, good tail!
22 absolutely hits, yes.
For 14 damage.
Mm.
And then because she has extra attack now, she's going to do it again. So she kind of like comes down, lands, and then
no, she jumps up again. Boing, boing.
Little legend.
Is that 15 at advantage?
Yes, hits. Yep.
Yes. Okay, great. For 6 damage.
Okay.
So much worse than the first one.
You had great momentum coming out of the sky as you chop down into his leg. It's not quite as effective. Nonetheless, you're like shattering bones like falling off of this thing.
Yeah. And then I think as a bonus action, she's going to try to distract it away from Odella, attempting to help her, and be like, hey, big guy, focus down here. Look at me. And she's trying to like make a lot of noise and draw its attention away from her like hiding rogue friend.
Yeah, it definitely wheels down around at you as you like hit the ground next to it with the chopping. That's your turn, Holly?
Yep.
William, you are up.
Jeremy, where are you, Jeremy? Jeremy the Spirit Bearer shall be summoned. Let's put him... Hold on, what's his radius? Also, I probably don't want to end my turn still in this? Like, does the hailstorm that probably keeps up, doesn't it?
No, it was a one-time instant effect. Like, the hail has stopped. It was just an instantaneous thing, but there's still chunks of hail on the ground, making it tough to walk through. It will melt away, but yeah.
That's alright. I'm just trying to figure out where to put Jeremy the bear. Let me check out his radius.
Yeah, what's his aura?
Spirit totem. Oh, 30-foot radius.
It's
Okay,
30-foot radius, yeah.
Yeah, I should be able to get nearly everybody in that.
Let's all get our rulers out.
Yeah. Okay, so let's place it.
Everybody.
Let's place it there. That should just about get everybody.
Oh, I see how it is.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll move myself up. I think that's about all the movement I can get.
You come like shuffling up, like kicking the hail out of the way, you know?
Okay. Yeah, but no. Quilliam's not in a rush because Quilliam will look up and see what's the weather like at the moment, Rich.
Oh, it is terribly stormy, Quilliam. There's thunder. Peals of purple lightning flashing through the clouds.
My, oh my, oh my, I do ever so love being outside in good weather. And he'll thrust the Nightfather staff up into the sky and direct a bolt of lightning down to this guy in front, and he shall use a level 3 spell slot to cast Call Lightning to take control of the storm.
A level 3 spell slot to cast Call Lightning. At which guy? The skeleton right in front of you?
Well, it doesn't really matter because when I cast it, it's like it's a ridiculous radius. I think it's a 60-foot radius storm.
It is.
Then I just pick someone to be hit by it.
Yeah. So which guy do you want to hit?
This fella here.
Got it.
Just
cool.
to start with him. So it's a dex save, I believe. Let me chuck it into chat.
Yeah, and I think it even does a hit in like a 5-foot radius when it hits the ground.
It does.
So
But,
18, he does make a save, but you can go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, I think, is it 3d8 or 3d10? 3d10.
Sounds right.
6 lightning damage.
Very, very nice. It's like yellow lightning surges down out of the clouds above, while Quilliam, with like the Nightfather's staff, is like grabbing hold of a part of the storm, kind of like almost cleansing it, right? There's almost like this clarity to the clouds above as the purple is like driven out to the perimeter of your area of effect. Quilliam, that's your bonus action. That's your action.
That's fun. Yeah, yep. So everybody's in the radius, so everybody has 10 temporary hit points and advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
If it is stormy outside, then because it happens in my home all the time. It's 3d10 normally, but if it's lightning, if it's a stormy outside, it actually increases by 1d10.
You are correct. You are correct. I have another d10 to roll.
It's true.
I have this cleric who's always like, "What's the weather?"
There you go. You take that 1 extra point of damage. Actually, it's not. It's rounded down, so it's actually nothing. It's actually nothing.
He laughs at your
because it would have been 13 in pro. It would have been 13 in total. That rounded down is still 6.
Yeah, he laughs at this pitiful lightning. That was Quilliam's turn. Is that it?
That's my go. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody take your 10 HP.
It's this like bolt of lightning that comes down, and then just like this little like static shock, as if you're like running on like a carpet after the fact. It's like doesn't anything.
That skeleton is just kind of got a numb wing at the moment. It's like what was that?
They can't get in there because of all this problem. So I think that they come up to the edge of the ice and they're gonna shoot in at you. So one bird folk shoots at Quilliam, one skeleton shoots at Almond. Quilliam, I got a 15. Almond, I got a 15. Does that hit either of you?
Miss.
Okay.
Miss and misses.
Got it. This one comes lumbering up behind you, Obi.
Does the lightning not illuminate us a little bit so you're no longer shooting at advantage?
It would feel good, wouldn't it?
This and misses are a good wedding gift for a lesbian couple. Just saying.
Amazing. Amazing Grace. This one comes rolling
Amazing
up.
Grace.
But I know. Yeah.
Actually,
Behind
it's
you, Obi. He's going to attack. I know I have to roll, or you can roll for your
I've
mirror
rolled.
images. Yeah.
I've rolled, but it misses anyway.
Even with the flanking, 15's a miss. Yeah, you're very dexy.
With the 15, actually, it does hit the mirror image because
Okay.
the mirror image is a lower AC than me, so it does
Okay.
through one of the fake Obies.
It like lunges out with this like bone kind of like sword, like driving one of the mirror images away. This one, you were not hidden at the end of the round, Odella, comes lumbering up to you and lunges for you. 11 is a miss. That's my skeletons going to the cobble fright, wheels around on the 3 Obies now, as it were. And so its arms start like flailing. It's going to make a claw attack.
Mm-hmm.
I did so much yelling.
I know. Which is pretty much a miss, I think, right? 10.
Does miss. Yep.
Okay. Second claw attack.
It takes out another mirror image.
Got it. So you're down to 1 image. This last
One image.
one now, it lunges down with its mouth and tries to like grab you in its giant beak.
Grabs the other mirror image.
Amazing. As you like see its beak snap closed, the image vanishing away. That's a beautiful mirror image taking care of you for a round. That's the cobble fight. Odella, you're up on 15.
I'm going to bonus action disengage from this thing so I can move down 1 square and shoot at the cobble right with my short bow. Just a rig. No, I have advantage because Holly's helping me.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was. 16 hits.
No sneak, so just 10 piercing damage.
You do have sneak attack because you had advantage on the attack roll.
I do! And it's now correct. So
Can you give the
9.
help action for a ranged?
Holly can because she's a Jerbeen.
Yes, as long as I am within 5 feet of the thing being attacked. I don't actually have to be within 5 feet of the person.
Wow.
And they don't either.
That's amazing.
So
I
19
looked up
piercing damage.
how help works after that first session. Where I was like, I don't understand.
It's very tricky. 19, bringing this guy up. Okay.
That's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Do you let me, free object interaction, pull my hooded lantern out?
Yeah, sure.
It's not lit.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull it out and put it on the ground.
Yep. You yank the
That's
lantern
very
like,
helpful.
out of your
Thank you.
pack and like slap it down into the ground. It seats into the mud a little bit. Odella, that was your turn on 15. Almond, you're up on 13. Surrounded by these chunks of ice and stuff.
Okay. So
Don't reach out to
bonus
grab
act-
William in case you slip. He's spiky.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Bonus action. Spiritual weapon's going to attack the cobble fright.
Got it. Hits.
Ooh, 15.
Hits.
And that one.
Okay,
Aw,
we'll
man.
take it. That's better than nothing.
And
Notably,
then
as your rolling pin like crashes in, the spectral rolling pin smashing down on this thing, it looks like badly damaged now. There's bones like kind of falling off of it every time it moves, but you see the red glowing out of its eyes, like it almost like flares, and its like big beak is like slapping and hammering like almost like hungry hippo style. It looks like a little bit crazed, like it's just kicked it into overdrive. You may continue your turn.
Yeah. For her action, she's going to cast just a first level guiding bolt at it. Actually, let me check how much damage it does. Oh, yeah. So let's see how we go.
Hits.
So hey, nice.
Yeah.
Boom.
And level 1.
As you like, oh wow.
So
What were you
16 radiant damage.
What were you gonna
against
say,
the cobble
Austin?
fright.
And it's also +1 on that attack from the spoon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It sure is.
Like,
To the attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
to the attack roll, okay.
Yep.
Not to the damage.
You like gesture out, Almond, like blasting this beam of radiant light, kind of like flashing, refracting off the chunks of ice melting around your feet as it like hammers into the back of the cobble, right? Doing an incredible amount of damage and then wreathing it in this dim, like glowing illumination, granting advantage on the next attack for whoever that is. That's your bonus action. That's your action. You got movement.
So given the hailstorm was a one-time thing, I think she's going to stay there.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the apprentice here, as the ice like melting away under your feet, no longer creating much of an issue for you. I think that this guy is going to, he used his 3rd level spell. I think that he now is going to, yeah, he's going to cast a magic missile at, I think, yeah, as he sees you, Almond, like ripping out this like magic, blasting away his big thing, he's going to blast you with the magic missile. He's going to use a 3rd level spell slot. So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, cool.
Your 2nd level, here's 3rd level.
Oh, wow.
That's 5, 8, 12, 14 points of damage as like these darts of arcane energy, purple, come like streaking out of his fingers through the darkened sky, like pounding, pummeling into you, like staggering you back a little bit. That's his action, at which point he's going to move, falling back. I think like crying into the darkness, like, your fight is futile. We will rise and take power as we were always meant to. And he like just kind of shuffles back into the darkness, out of line of sight of many of you. That was on 12. Obi, you're up on 9.
I keep hearing this guy. I still haven't seen him.
So Obi, as the mirror images are dispelled, he kind of looks up towards this monstrosity and is like, well, time for the solo. And he whirls off the fence. He's going to take an opportunity attack from this bird folk that's next to him, but it's at disadvantage because his boots are up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go on, skeleton. It lunges at you with the sword at disadvantage. 6. Misses.
Misses. And as Obi lands, he again like strikes the back of the shield with his sword, and it sparks. And as it does, he's going to use his action to cast Prestidigitation to light the hooded lantern.
Ooh, hooded lantern lights. You guys have some illumination.
So it's a 10-foot range on that. So I think that's within range of the lantern if it's like dropped on the ground next to here. And then he is going to continue moving. He is going to sort of wheel around. The giant bird folk thing gets an attack of opportunity at disadvantage.
Got it. Here, we'll put a little lantern. It's going to take an attack against you at disadvantage. It's going to try to grab you again. 12.
Misses.
Got it.
Wheels out of the way, vaults back over the fence, and that's 20 feet of movement that I've got there. I'm just double checking what I've got here. Double my walking speed, so I've still got 40 feet of movement, which I'm going to use to go rushing off into the darkness after this individual who is trying to get away.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It's so satisfying seeing him just disappear into the darkness.
You guys watch.
No idea where he went.
Obi's like leaping, dancing, like, you know, all his movements like compensating around the injured leg as he's like landing so hard on the good one. And then he like darts up, the kind of mud and water kicking up in these like trails behind his heels as he races off into the darkness to the north. That was Obi Honorel. That's your turn. That brings us to Holly.
That's me.
Okay.
Gosh, you look stressed, Melissa. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, that like maybe just Austin basically did the thing I was tempted to do. So now I'm. How far can I see now with this lantern being lit?
Hooded lantern.
Blinded you?
Yeah, right. It's lit. What is it? Like 60 feet, I think. Nope. Oops. I'm looking real quick. Yeah, here. Hooded lantern. Be faster, roll 20. Bright light in a 30-foot radius, dim light for an additional 30 feet. Yeah, you got basically a 60-foot like cone of light kicking out in front of you.
Great. So can I like sort of see?
Yes,
where
you
Obi
could
is
just make out Obi at the edge of your sight lines.
Great. Okay, I am going to, long jump. 30 feet.
Okay.
Again, attack of opportunity.
No, he burned his
and
reaction.
then- Oh yeah, great.
Mhm.
So
Everybody's
I'm gonna,
just
Amazing.
forgotten about the gigantic
That's glowing.
monstrosity. No, you're not
I'm
important
gonna-
anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to dash 30 feet, so I get 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
How far ahead is this dude?
This puts you right here next to Obi. Do you want me to move you up there, or you got it? Yep.
I got
So
it.
you come you hit the ground in the mud. I think we watched the cobblefright's like glowing red eyes trailing as you jump, the mud like splattering up around you. You come like racing up next to Obi, and there he is. He's 10 feet away from you.
Okay, and then I am going to action surge, take out my crossbow and fire at him.
Excellent.
Hey.
You action surge, you yank the crossbow up like tunk. Go for it. Take a shot.
And miss horrendously, probably.
Yep, it does miss. Yep.
She's doing a lot. It's fine. And I believe crossbow is a loading thing, so I don't
It
think
is.
I can even go again.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my turn.
Okay.
It was not nearly as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
It felt exciting from the outside, but I do relate to that feeling. That was Holly on 5, leaping, running, chasing the thing down. You fire the crossbow. He like swings out of the way as the dart like sails past, hammering into the wall. That brings us to Quilliam on 3. You, sir, are up.
Hey, you two, get back here. Move back, and so Jeremy can get in. Stay in the circle, as somebody would say. So I'm gonna move Jeremy northwards 10 feet with my bonus action.
Okay, got it.
And then Quilliam will go, okay, here we go, and do his take a running jump and do his best to waddle over. It's like he's gonna try and flip over the fence and
Love that because the part right next to it was broken.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah,
Gotta
I
show
love
off.
the
Gotta
vision of
hobble
him
over that
like
part.
he
Yeah.
like jumps and goes through the middle rung. You know what I mean? Everybody's like vaulting over the top of it. You know?
William's just getting the belly and rolling over it, and he'll kind of pick himself up and go to he'll look over to the 2 undead birds next to him and goes like, oh, when you get to my age, you wish you would be as spry as I did, and he'll drop the lightning bolt right in between the 2 of them.
You got it. They both make dex saves as the lightning bolt blasts into the earth between them. A 12 and a 21. You got 4d10 points of damage.
So one saves, one doesn't. So one takes 25 lightning damage, and the other takes
the one
12.
Immediately in front of you, or in the back, is just completely obliterated, blasted into like so much bone fragment by the explosion of lightning. The other one, even still, having already been singed by the first blast, like just explodes in this kind of eruption of bone that's like rattling down onto the earth all around you. They are destroyed. Quilliam, that was your action. That was your bonus action. That was your movement. Is that your turn?
I love nature. Yeah, that's my turn.
That is your turn on 18. The skeletons go before the cobblefright. I think this one leaps at you, Quilliam. I think This one, unfortunately, is gonna come like jogging down towards here for you, Odella. Here's for Quilliam. From behind, it jumps forward with its little short sword. Gosh, they suck. Here's for Odella. 12, even no dice. They're terrible. They both miss you badly as the Cobblefright, in a berserk, furious rage, wheels Odella, the closest thing towards it. It, like, lumbers forward and is gonna unload.
We've left our rogue behind.
We sure
We've left
have.
our rogue.
1, 2 standard attacks.
Oh, God, Lord, at advantage.
They both hit.
Yep.
That's 19 points of damage on the first two, Odella, as this thing, like, steps up, like, rip. Its two, like, kind of arms tearing into you, smashing you backwards. Uncanny dodge, it's got a third attack.
Oh, I would love to. I'm gonna half that. I'll half the 11 damage.
Okay, so that brings it down to only 13 rather than 19, and now it's going to try to grab you with its beak in its crazed berserker rage.
Oh,
It's
no.
disastrously unfortunate.
That was so mean. Hey, do you want to use your thing? That
I
has
tried.
damage
I
now
even said I'm
before I
about
roll
to
the
bite.
second?
This is the part where I go.
I knew the calculation. I was.
Yep.
Why did our frontline fighters run away?
This is the point where I go, 20!
Rich said it looked bad. I figured the cleric that's been doing massive damage could deal with it.
True.
34 points of damage. So Odella down.
Oh my gosh.
I have a healing potion on me in my bag. Somebody,
It's okay.
it's in my bag.
Two healers are right next to you.
Top of the,
Yeah.
And your cinnamon scroll.
I have a cinnamon scroll. That's right.
Don't be dead
yeah,
safe
she's-
stuff.
Do you automatically
someone-
fail Constitution saving throws when you're in cap?
No, it's just Dex.
Make a Constitution saving throw for me, Odella.
Wait, what?
I need the unconscious Odella to make an... Odella fails a death saving throw as the Cobblefright
Saves
grabs her in its jaws. No, it's not a melee attack. The Cobblefright grabs her in its jaws, dealing 34 points of bludgeoning damage as it grapples, lifting her body up off the ground. Her bow falls, clattering off the hooded lantern, right? And as she hangs limp in the mouth of this amalgamation of ancient decrepit bones, you watch as, like, it begins to, like, suck, siphoning her soul out of her body. The red flaming eyes surge down into his skull. You see, like, Odella's body, like, kind of writhe unconscious for a minute. That's one failed death save, and you're grappled. That was its turn. Odella, you're up on 15. I need a death saving throw.
Do not roll a
Oh
one.
gosh!
Do
Are
not
these the first
roll
death saves
a one.
These are
of this
I'm pretty sure these are the first death
Don't
saves
put
in
that
this
out in the
campaign.
universe.
Oh, a Cobblefright? Oh, what a ridiculous name. That's so silly. Oh. Yeah, dead. so
Aiden, you jinxed her! You jinxed her!
I'm just gonna go get my sweater that my mom made for Christmas. I'm just slowly working through. I didn't know.
And I don't have reply.
Where's
I
Noel?
haven't pressed it 'cause I don't have a diamond.
It's in the staff. It's in the staff.
I know it's in the staff.
Odella dies.
Oh, we got something? We got something?
Oh my god.
You want the
Odella
moment?
Odella dies as the Cobblefright, like, thrashing her around in its mouth, like, draining the essence from her body. She's, like, tossed, discarded from it as it, like, wheels looking for the next closest thing. This is wild. I just need to, like, take the moment, like, wow, Grace, it's like, this is 18 months of, like, streaming over here. I have not actually killed anybody on the stream yet. That's brutal.
There we
20
go.
and 2 nat once in a row. Like,
That was very, very edge case.
Yeah, Rich, that wasn't you killing Odella. That was the universe killing Odella.
I think it was
there at
you.
that point.
I will blame it on the universe. It's not your fault, Aiden. I'm just trying to shirk
Grace is not the first
responsibility.
character to die on a DM Philly Twitch stream, but is the first one that Rich has actually killed.
Yeah, that's true.
So solidarity. Grace.
Well, hold on. Wait, it's not game over yet.
It's
Okay,
definitely not.
yeah.
Almond, it is your turn on 13. As this terrible thing happens next to you, you turn to see all of this go down. I think that the bullseye lantern illuminating what is clearly the lifeless body of the Mapach in front
Just
of
so we could see it in good light, the last action of Odella's life was to make sure we all got a good view of their death.
Wow. Almond, you're up.
Okay. Yeah.
This was not the game I expected to get hard, you know?
Cue the show on Twitch, everybody.
And it's still glowing, right, from the guiding bolt?
Yeah.
Sure is. Sure is.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh.
So we're gonna move Roland up, and Roland is going to attack with advantage.
Sure
because Guiding
is.
Bolt lasts until the end of my next turn. So I will use my own advantage. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Wow.
What
The
is going on?
dice are telling
going
the
on?
story as the spectral rolling pin slashing down through the air. Then this cobble fright is just enraged and crazed, flailing around, moving out of the way before it can connect. That's your bonus action, Almond. You got an action.
Save. Yeah. She's just gonna cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So I need
Very on point at the moment.
Constitution
a
save?
wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, wisdom save. That's
Wisdom.
So much better than Constitution. It's good. It's good. 10. It fails.
Beautiful.
So it's 2d12 points of damage. It's
So
dead.
2d12. Oh.
As the
wait, I
bell,
only
Less
got one.
than the D8s.
as the bell tolls, Almond, the sound of the dinner bell rings, and I think we see water vibrating off of the skeleton, and in just so much vibration, it just starts to collapse.
I was going to say, this only rolled 1d12, by the way.
Yeah, it did.
Good
Yeah.
roll.
So we gotta. I'll update that right now. Thank you for the catch, Melissa. Nonetheless, it had 5 hit points left, which is the true tragedy of the course of events that just happened. And so it collapses into so many bones on the ground next to the downed form of Odella Honorel. Almond, that was your bonus action. That was your action. You got movement.
Yeah, she's going to run around to Odella. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Almond, that is your turn. On 12, this bird folk standing in front of you, clearly some manner of arcanist wreathed in his purple robes. I think he looks to the two of you, Holly and Obi, and is just like, "You are fools to stand against us. The necromancer rises, and those who will take the knee and swear the oaths will be rewarded. Fools!" And he just throws his hand out in front of you. I need both you guys to make dexterity saving throws.
Twenty.
20 for Sweet Holly Goodtail. Obi, 12 is not as great. His DC is 14, so that unfortunately is a fail. The night is illuminated. amidst the kind of harrowing landscape that's happening here. Skeletons still up, the bones collapsing on the ground, Odella laying in the mud as a fireball erupts around the pair of you guys up in the front here. Good God, Obi, you take 29 points of fire damage. Holly, you take 14. You still up? Getting everybody?
10 temp HP, right?
Yeah, you do. You had the 10 temp HP. Don't forget the 10 temp HP from the good
I
old
moved
Spirit
it
Bear.
up to take it
You
off
sure
Odella
did.
to put it on the two of you.
You sure did. Fireball like erupts. We hear the sizzling of water burning against the fire as the earth is like scorched and seared. The raindrops evaporating into so much mist. The scene illuminated frantically. And I think that he then just takes like 2 steps back onto the path, like kind of glaring at you, this thin wand of bone in his hand. That is his turn. Obi, you're up on 9.
So I think
Don't look behind you, Obi. Don't look behind you.
The reason that Obi failed the dex save, he's like dexterity and like movement is like one of his strongest things, is that after rushing up into this space, he noticed the light of the lantern that he just lit with the prestidigitation, with this flare, sort of looking up to his sister who placed it in this position. I gather like this is something like they were in sync enough to kind of get on the same page about what was going on here and working together to light this lantern. The light is then obscured suddenly by this like flash of movement, and he looks over his shoulder to see Odella's body lying like right in front of the lantern, and then the fireball kind of like engulfs him and tosses him forward to the ground, and he sort of looks back up towards Odella and back up towards this retreating mage, and just looks over towards him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This apprentice.
Yep.
And says, I won't take a knee for you. My knee's already been broken. And he's going to take a couple steps, and he is going to thunder wave at 3rd level towards this guy, so at the edge. With a 15-foot cube, it's just going to catch him on the end. So I need another, what was it, a dexterity or a constitution for?
I think it was con. He can't cast shield on this. Yeah. Five. Even if it's a dex save, he rolled low. Yep.
Yeah, not the greatest damage. It's 18 points of thunder damage, and he is thrown 10 feet back into the door of the building.
Mm-hmm. Boom! He's lifted up off the ground, smashing into the door, kind of like falling down in like this crouch, like hunch, the shield clutched in his hands, and you just see he can't curl his beak. That's a strange thing. Yeah, and I think he's just like like crouching low in this like dangerous kind of predatory stance. That's your action, Obi.
And then with his movement, he's still got 50 feet of movement. He is going to run straight back down towards Odella.
Oof. Okay.
He doesn't quite get there, but as he runs, he's going to kind of run sort of through Jeremy, running towards his sister.
Got it.
Yeah.
Holly Goodtail.
Jeremy just kind of shimmers for a little bit and just re-solidifies.
Holly Goodtail, you're up on 5.
I think Holly screams and runs forward and is going to bonus action second wind, because I forgot last time, which is D10 plus fighter level, I believe.
Sure is.
Can I actually add something quickly before we go here? Before, like, as sort of Obi turns, like, grimacing, running back down towards Odella, he's going to look to Holly and just say, you know what you need to do. And he's going to give her a bardic inspiration, a D8.
Yeah, I think she's, like, looking back at him, and she's like, go to her. Yeah, and she's gonna swing her axe two-handed at this guy. 20.
Hits. Can't shield that.
For 7. Oh, that's so beautiful. Doing it again. 17. Do it, Rich. It's okay.
Cast shield. Yeah, he cast shield, bringing his armor class to 18. Yep, that's his
You have
reaction.
the inspiration.
True.
Oh,
you do
thank
have
you.
the
How did I already forget
Ooh.
that?
Because
Thank
it's
you.
stressful.
It's not your thing. It's you know.
That is 25. That hits Holly Goodtail.
There we go. Thank you.
Ow.
Yeah, I think
so good.
she
Such a good feeling.
feels this like surge of needing to do this for the Mapach siblings. Holly's got a lot of them, and if this happened to any one of them, she would be devastated. And she for 12 more damage.
For 12 damage?
Yeah. And she just screams at him in his face, and like the fury that she is feeling is like much larger than her size. And she has like cornered him, and he is not going anywhere.
Could you make an intimidation check for me?
Oh,
Yeah. Technically.
You can use your strength for that in combat,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, go for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, I have intimidating banter, and if I get to make an intimidation check and advantage, I get to do it with my strength or dexterity score instead of my charisma.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage. This guy's terrified right here. You just like blasted him into the wall. His giant skeleton's dead.
Okay, so it's going to be this +3.
Got it. You just ate a fireball to the face, and you're still coming.
Oh,
I think you see, like, his expression decidedly changes as he's pressed into the wall, and you're just, like, cleaving into him with this axe, right? He brings the shield up, and, like, your axe drives through this impenetrable barrier force cutting into him. He looks, like, very afraid. His head suddenly, like, no longer so fixed on you all, darting left and right as he's, like, looking for a way out of here. Holly, that was your turn on 5, which brings us to Quilliam on 3. Is that right?
Yeah, Quilliam gets a view of what happened, but there's a skeleton still in the way, so he shall lock eyes, or I guess his eyes will lock with the empty sockets of the skeleton in front of him and say, "You are in my way. Move." And he'll drop a lightning bolt 5 feet behind him.
Yeah,
Sorry.
got it.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy loves this, man. He lives for this. He can eat lightning bolts all day long. That's a big fail.
So that's one would hope this will be enough. 23 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, bones explode into the air like so many fireworks on the 5th of July. I don't know. I was looking for the thing there.
Quilliam will deliberately walk over the dead.
Leftover
The
fireworks on
bones.
July 5th. They're on sale.
Perfect.
Everybody
Yeah,
can
got
get
it.
them.
Nailed it, Grace. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Might
as
be
he
dead.
as he walks by
so the Canadian.
Obi,
That's it.
he will just kind of catch eyes, just like, "You're hurt. I need you to clear some room if I'm to try and help her." And cast Healing Word at level 1 to give you a little bump of something as a bonus action, and that will be my turn.
Okay.
Wait, who got the healing word?
Obi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just rolling that now. 7 points of healing.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. That is Quilliam's turn. At the end of the round, as you are standing up here, Holly, hear from the other side of the door. And then suddenly, the door like pulls open. Standing on the far side, you see this towering figure, like taller even than Almond. These incredible, like giant antlers, like looming up over his head into the air, and he's
Oh my
just
God, my
like,
new character.
Grace, you could take dead DM inspiration right there for that one. That was really,
I
really
was joking
good.
earlier this moose needed to have a Canadian accent. I didn't mean yours.
And I think to that end,
That
as
was
he
the
looks,
quickest reroll ever.
it was amazing, right? As he like looks out of the door at like this raptor and like standing up in this and like illuminated by the light now kind of emerging out of the house, shining you. You have to squint a little bit, Holly. You just see him like, oh no, yeah, no, this is not gonna go work for me. Hey there. And I think he just like lunges out of the door.
Yeah, no.
I think he just lunges out of the door and tries to like grab this guy from behind. He's gonna make an athletics check.
Oh hell, nobody.
Against
no,
the
Jerbeen.
stupid mage. Is gonna try to make a dexterity check to evade him. 24 to 19. The moose grabs him, Holly. Just like hooks him from behind, arms around his chest, and like lifts him up off the ground. And he's like, do me a favor here. Just cut this guy up like some wood or something. This is really a bad situation. As he's like hold of this guy. I'll try to keep a hold on him. He's a bit squirmy though. That is his turn. On 18, the skeletons go. There's only one left. It lumbers forward towards Almond and attack. 17.
Oh, just hits.
Almond, you feel this like bone blade like jam into your shoulder from behind. That's 3 points of piercing damage. That's its turn. Odella doesn't do anything. Almond's up on 13.
Della still dead.
Yeah, having flashbacks to Tom. Bindy's still dead.
Time to wake up now, Odella. Come on, Odella, wake up. Why aren't you waking up, Odella?
No, don't do that.
That's brutal.
That
Yeah,
was
you're up,
bad.
Almond.
All right. Okay. So, rolling pin over here, attacking the bird thingy. And that one.
Yeah, hits.
21 to hit.
Hits easily. For 6 points of force
6.
damage, smashing into the skeleton over here, like shatters some of its ribs as it's kind of like weaving, lunging for you. That's your bonus action.
Okay, it's still up.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, let's go for some first level inflict wounds.
Oh, amazing. You reach out and try to grab it. 19 hits. Yeah, for 12 points of necrotic damage, it is destroyed, Almond. What does it look like as your necrotic touch destroys this creature of necromancy?
Well, she's got hoofed feet, so she's probably just gonna kick it
Yes.
like a football.
Yes.
Yeah.
You like lance out, your foot like crashing into it, the kind of like yellowish magic surging around it. It is smashed into so many pieces, destroyed. That was your action. That was your bonus action, Almond. You got a little bit of movement.
No, she's gonna stay there.
Okay. This jerky mage goes. He is being grappled by Maui. He is a total jerk and will. He could do this without verbal components, right? Or without somatic. Yeah. Total scumbag move. Slippery mage. He uses his bonus action to Misty Step.
Oh.
Yeah, to there. And I think that the moose's like eyes go wide as he looks at you, and he's like, Oh no! He's a real slippery sort. Don't let him get away. The like raptor now like wheeling back to look at you, Holly. It's gonna pop you with the magic missile at second level. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. That's 7, 12, 15 points of force damage, Holly.
Muted.
Yep.
Okay, and then he's going to run. He uses his movement to start trying to run in a circle, like away behind you. That's 10, 20, and 30 feet up to here. Gosh, that's brutal. Obi, you're up on 9. I think you're muted, Austin, maybe?
Muted.
I am.
Oh, no.
I am.
Okay. Yep.
But no longer.
Things got intense, you guys. Whimsy.
Yeah, well, you kill a character, it's going to do that.
How hurt?
This was
are
not
you
the sort of
looking,
emotional
Holly?
whiplash I was talking about last night.
Yeah, you
I
were
also
worried
love-
about the emotional whiplash between Calamity and Humbleyuir, so we were like, you know
Yeah.
what, let's bring Humbleyuir up to that Calamity level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the calamity in the
Welcome
Humbleyuir.
back, Almond. Death.
Yeah.
How are you? Yeah, how are you looking, Holly?
Little less than half. Holly's a little
Oh.
bloodied.
Obi, seeing this fella run, he knows Holly can help.
Mm-hmm.
He knows Holly's fast. She can probably run him down. Was the mage looking rough?
I mean, like, after you blasted him with the Thunder Wave, he did not look great.
Okay. I think then he's going to sort of look to Holly as he's sort of running down. He's going to have to take like a half a step back to be within 60 feet, and sort of lock eyes with Holly as she's like looking off, tracing where the mage has gone, and just give her like a nod. The same nod and sort of look in his eyes that he gave to her when he identified the breastplate, and said that this is armor that is meant for someone who is, worthy. In essence, is sort of what that was sort of communicated, unintentionally kind of corroborating what Holly was already feeling. But with that look and a glance, he's going to cast a healing word with his bonus action on Holly. What is it? I'm going to do it 2d4, so I'm going to do it at second level. Oh, jeez. So that's 7 healing. 7 hit points.
Okay.
And then he is going to rush down beside Quilliam and kind of like pushing between them. The spikes of Quilliam's quills kind of like digging in across his hands, but it's not something he notices or cares about in this moment, as he immediately just like throws himself down on the ground to kind of like pick Adela up and just cradle her in his arms, holding her tightly as possible as the tears begin rolling across his fur and dripping from the edge of his snout. And that's his turn.
Holly Goodtail, you're up.
Okay. I think Holly sees the nod and like feels or hears Obi's magic. And so she's going to surge ahead. I can't actually see him, so I don't know what I'm like. Gotta run around.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I think that's probably like you straight. You go like racing along the edge of the tower. You vault over this little bench that he's got here, jumping onto the backside of like this shrubbery, right? And you see a couple things back here. There's light like emanating out of the back from a window. There's a strange stone like men here, like heaving up out of the ground with this big kind of like hole in the center of it, and you see the mage like frantically head over his shoulder, blood like kind of dripping out of his robes as he runs.
Did you say there was a shrubbery?
I did. There is a shrubbery back here.
Yep.
There is, as a matter of point.
There is slightly higher shrubbery at a slightly little level, with a little path going
With a little path down
There are all manner of little paths and shrubberies here at this location.
A nice little fence. Okay, Holly runs forward.
A little Monty Python interlude is now done with.
I mean, hey, yeah.
Drops the axe, draws out her crossbow again, and is going to fire at him. And she's like, "You're going to die here." And she's just like, very, oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Melissa. Wow, I am sorry. You bring the crossbow up like you're going to die here. Tunk! And like, yeah, I think that
was
like,
a warning shot.
No, like Holly has always been big talk, right? And I
Mhm.
think that she is rattled.
and so it's very much like shaky hand syndrome as she like takes the shot and the crossbow bolt just like goes wide. And he's just like, in death, I will grow stronger. My oaths bind me in this life and the next. And you, little mouse, will not catch me tonight. That's Holly Goodtail's action, your movement. Bonus action, anything else?
I don't have anything I can do.
Okay, which brings us to Quilliam on 3.
OB, Honorel, you must listen to me now. Please let her go.
Yes.
Lay her down. Okay. There's nothing you can do to help her now. Just lay her down. It's going to be okay. And Quilliam will close his eyes and begin to pray. And then he'll hold his action, and you'll just see how the next 6 seconds goes. But he'll very calmly and incredibly gently separate Odella from Obi, and just have Almond on one side of him and Obi on the other side, and Odella laid out in front of him. Staff on one hand, he'll slowly get down to his knees and rest his forehead, or his hand on Odella's forehead, close his eyes, and just slowly start to hum. And let the next round play it. We'll see what happens after a little while.
I think
Obi
that...
doesn't let go. You try to like urge him away, and he just shakes his head and stays.
I think that, like, you know, the bullseye
Whatever
lantern...
you need to do, do it.
Quilliam's focused.
I'm not letting go.
His eyes are closed. He's still humming and doing that.
And so, you know, the bullseye lantern is casting this very distinctive, like, light forward, right? It doesn't illuminate in all directions. It's a bullseye. It's like this cone of light directed up towards the house. And with, like, the 4 of you situated such that you are, like, I think your shadows are like these incredibly kind of like huge, long things, the 2 forms, right? Of like Quilliam, like with round, with the spines, and like the tall, the antlers of almonds, like cascading up like towards the tower, and the crouching form of Obi next to his sister. That is there on the end of the turn. I think that the moose comes like lumbering out of the house. He like turns. Kneeling back, I think we see him like reach in, and he pulls a lantern out himself, and he will start running around Hedge here. He's not going to be able to jump over that stuff, but I think he's going to use his movement to come up here right behind you, Holly. And he's like, "Oh, heck no, you're not getting out of here that quick, fella. You ruined my whole garden, and I'm not having it." And I think that he is going to. He doesn't have a hell of a lot. He's going to dash as his movement, as his action rather, up here, just trying to like get up in front of him. He comes like running up in front of this guy with the lantern in one hand and is like, "I dare you to get past me. I was a heck of a ball player when I was a boy, you fool." That is his turn, which brings us to the skeletons, who are all dead, which brings us to Odella, who's as dead as the skeletons, which brings us to Almond on 13. I'm sorry, Grace.
I'm not as dead as the skeletons. The skeletons are pretty dead.
They were like super dead. Yeah, they're double
They're
dead.
super dead.
Yeah.
Adele's only mostly dead.
Yeah, Odella, actually, I'm sorry.
Big
I'm getting
difference between
hyperbolic.
Mostly dead.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Almond, you're up on 13.
Okay, question.
Mhm.
With the various light sources that
Mhm.
there have been
Mhm.
throughout this, would Almond actually be able to see the...
Yeah, great question. So at this point, because he's
Why?
got a lantern, there is literally a bastion of light around him, and I could do that, and maybe that helps you. Can you actually see up there now? That you can, though. Yes, the idea is that I think you can see up here because he's got his own like 40-foot radius of light, which is stretching down to here, and then like it's coming up here. So there's like a gap of darkness, but you can see the shadows. Yep.
Okay. So if she can see this little guy that's trying to run away, she doesn't particularly want to leave where she is right now. She wants to stay here by Quilliam's side and Odella's side. So she is going to try a 3rd level guiding bolt.
Wow. Okay. 3rd level. +1 to hit with Philomena's spoon. Brings you to 21.
To hit.
I cannot shield that. That hits.
Oh, shield would have been so horrible there.
I know. I'm a cruel man.
That would have been brutal.
Okay, that one. And then
It has to be it.
3rd level.
Hell yeah.
Almond Illingsworth returned after a short absence. A night of rest at Philomena's Inn has done you well. As you fired, this beam of like golden radiance streaks from your hand, lunging across over the like downed forms of the skeletons, through the spectral bear conjured by Quilliam, past Holly Goodtail, crashing into like this apprentice to the necromancer, who is absolutely consumed in this like kind of spike of radiant light, as like he almost illuminates like a candle, very Indiana Jones, twisting face, screaming silent visage from within of like fear and terror as you drive him from this world to the next. He is dead. That was your action, Almond. I don't know if you have anything else that you want to do on your turn here.
I don't know if there's anything else I really can do at this stage. It's an action. That's an action. No, everybody's too spread out. Not at this stage.
Okay.
That's it. That's a turn.
Okay. There are no enemies left on the field. Obi, it is your turn. If there's anything to do.
All right. So, I think as Obi watches and dispatch this mage, he's not so much watching. All of his attention is on Ode, as he continues to sort of hold her as Quilliam tries to like pull him free, and he just stays there, still cradling his sister in his arms. The sister he hasn't really seen properly in years, in passing, but not nearly as much as these last few days. It seems like these last few days have been so much more than just a reunion. He feels like he's understood her in a way that he's never had before. And he just holds her and is oblivious to the world, except for himself and his sister.
Holly, it is your turn as this beam of golden light fired by almonds from all the way back by the fence takes out this mage. You watch his body literally like burn away. I think like his robes, very Obi-Wan Kenobi style, the robes, like some of his things like kind of fall to the muddy ground beneath him as his physical form is like destroyed irrevocably. This big moose dude is like staring at you, lantern in his hand, like, "Oh heck, are you all right? You look pretty hurt there, little one."
Yeah, I think Holly stands there for a moment. She had nothing she could do for Odella, and so she was going to try to do this, and then she couldn't even do that. And I think she just kind of wordlessly runs back to Odella.
Okay. Quilliam.
Oh, sweet Henwin, no. It's too young. Henwin, it's far too young to be doing something like this. It's not right. He's kind of talking to himself now, grasping the staff. It's like, Henwin, if you have ever had any power in me, Night Father, if you value the name Father, do not stand to let this injustice take effect. It's too young. Far too young to lose a spark like this, to lose such potential. You must help Henwin, Nightfather, whoever is listening, you must not let this come to pass. And he will use every ounce of power that he has ever felt with the cast to expand all 7 charges and cast Revivify. If he can. I don't know how this works. I don't have 300 quid worth of diamonds.
And as you like focus in on the staff, you feel this whole rigid like kind of strength flowing through you. I think that the coalescing storm conjured above, as you still hold concentration, thunder's still kind of booming in the distance. I think that the storm above you begins to like kind of pull open this very decided, almost like vortex, this hole through the clouds that have shrouded the sky from you all day. You could see the like crescent carve of like the moon sky, Father reaching down Typhon as the magic flows through you and you cast Revivify on Odella, on that requires no material components as you charge it through the staff. I think Quilliam feels something inside the staff unlock itself. Some secret as you enact this magic. But it's a question for another time as all eyes are fixed on Odella, on her around the race. Cast Revivify on what happens?
All the way. Is there a moment with like what am I seeing when I'm
well, yeah, you can take the reins here.
Describe the afterlife, Rich.
As like exactly, I think as the like camera like focusing in on the still form of your body, like in the mud, your friends around you, like I don't know, what do we see? Is there like a transition to whatever state Odella's in now? And if so, like what is that?
I think probably what I think that it's like would be like perhaps Odella is in like an alley, but maybe like starts to walk out in towards typically like, for instance, if it was like a Salter's Port-esque view, sort of out and come out of the alleyway, looking out, and I feel like there's this image, Rich, in the Humblewood. I mean that is sort of like these clouds. This like so it's nighttime. These clouds and this image of a raccoon, Hath, right? Would she see Hath?
Yeah.
Perhaps and looking up.
I think that she would, right? I think you see this like Mapach like looking back at you, right, from the darkness, like more than a constellation, right? Where you like seeing the stars in the sky and the days that you've like lived and walked in the wood, there's like a familiar face looking back, right?
Would you indulge me to have a conversation with Half?
Yeah, I think that the like there's like a little tilt of the head that's just like, are you ready?
What happened?
Died. Gave greatest gift you could.
They're there. I can't have died.
They're calling. I think he just says, calling back to you. And I think you feel a hand on your shoulder at this point, and it's this like wild like transition, right? Where the kind of voice from the sky, there's suddenly like a person next to you. There is a presence that feels like old Noel, almost, right? But it's not. And so like you turn, and there's this very kind of aged Mapach next to you. His fur more white than gray, and like a twinkle in his eyes, like the starlight kind of glimmering back from within him. And I think that he turns you just so slightly. Look, and there's like this impossible view from the sky as you're like looking down at your friends around your body. You've been swept up in something very big, but it's not something we can do. It's not my kind of a joke.
Doesn't feel finished though.
Well, I'm here for when you're ready. But right now, they call you back. Choice. Where you need to be is your. This is your story. Just watching it play out.
I think there's a few more chapters left.
I've had an eye on you since you were small. You're my people, whether you know it or not. Could certainly use you for what comes next.
I think it's me who needs them.
Oh, it is. Didn't do well all those years alone, did you?
No. I want to go back.
It's going to be hard. See you again sooner than either of us hope. Stand tall, the rest of them. It's all that we can have. Is of you all that beyond our control. It's darkness. It's not the first time it's been here.
Yeah, we like the darkness.
This is not
Hide in it.
darkness. This are those who turn against us, make it something it should never. People are afraid of the dark. Plants can't grow. Sun. Time to rest and recover. Keep secret. It's important to us. This darkness is an altogether different. It's too much to ask, but just kind of trails off.
I know you're with me down there. There's a breeze in the night or something, some noise out there. I know you're there. I think Adele has the cloaked hood, so puts up the hood, grips the short bow, I'm ready.
may not see me again soon. I'll keep an eye on you. Agni is in terrible danger. But you'll find much better than this. Steal yours. What's next? Take that. Of you now, suddenly, it's like this mole fingers yellow. Takes a breath. Slow. William. It's just feels like burning, biting cold at the tips of your fingers. The staff itself, like frigid to the touch, but also something you need to let go after.
Hello, little one. You gave us quite a shock.
Just look at them all, I think. Wide-eyed.
William rolls back. He's quite clearly out of breath.
Ode, can you hear me?
Like, start to, like, slowly get up. Yeah. But, like, keeping, like, maybe a hand on, like, Obe's shoulder. Yeah. Oh, I'm alright. I'm okay.
You look pale.
Physically, I'm not great, but mentally, it's all fine. It's good.
I'm sorry I ran off.
Wouldn't be the first on a realm to run off.
At least your sense of humor is still intact. You should eat something. Obi kind of like sort of around and like pulls out the little cinnamon scroll, and what he's going to do is he sort of like pulls it out and sort of looks to Armand with a small like half smile. He's going to use prestidigitation to warm it back up, so that it sort of smells fresh and warm, and hand it to Ode.
Yeah, rather impolitely, just like crumbs everywhere. Yeah.
Can I ask, Holly, have you closed in with the group yet, or are you like lingering at the edge here?
No, she's hanging back.
So I think that like Maui is like stopped next to you, this real juxtaposition of like this towering moose person and your little farm next to him. And I think he just like looks down, like whispering to you like, oh, that was not a thing that you see all the time. Oh, heck. You took a real beating trying to take care of my house. I'm so sorry that this all happened.
They're amazing, aren't they?
Well, I mean, I never would have come out if you hadn't knocked on the door with your old axe there. One of them, I think.
Holly, could you maybe help me stand, please?
Oh gosh, oh heck, hey there, hello. I'm Maui. This is my house, and I'm pretty sure y'all saved my life. Would you like to come in? It's terrible raining, and I mean there might be more of these here bone things coming to get us, and at least we can lock the door and get some warm tea in you there.
Well, thank you, Maui. I think I will let some other people talk to you, though, because I worry that the longer I talk to you, the more I might accidentally slip into a Canadian accent.
Oh yeah, no, it happens. I've heard of Canada. It's a strange continent far up to the north.
Very. I hear it's very big.
Just get you another rain.
And so I think that he would
I
like
would very much appreciate a warm fire and a warm mug of tea.
So I think that this big moose fellow like escorts you all up to his little tower. Very interestingly, I note, Quilliam, as you come in, the welcome mat has like a large kind of hedgehog embroidered into it, very sort of bristly. And as you come in, you can see it's a bit of like almost like an apothecary shop, right? A little bit more like kind of structured and codified and rigid than that which you have. And I think that he has got like water boiling on the kettle, and he's just like, I think that as each of you coming in, he like stops to ask your name. Kind of is like, really, I don't know how to thank y'all. I've had a few scary nights out here alone in the woods, but I have not seen nothing like this in all my days, and it seems to me that you all put a lot on the line for a stranger's house, and I don't know how to thank you for it.
Well, I think a warm cup of something pleasant and a safe place to recuperate would be a very good start.
Sure, yeah, of course.
As you can see, that last little encounter took quite a lot out of us.
No, please, come on in. Come on. I think for you, especially as you're coming in, Del, like his eyes are just like lingering for a minute. Kind of looks to Quilliam. It's like, gosh, I'm just glad you all are okay. I've got a good pot of stew on here. Everybody sit down, and I think he starts like pouring out tea. There's a few scattered chairs around, like the first floor of this plate. He starts like pouring out, and I think that he then is like, I picked this up from that dastardly fella that seemed to have been instigating all of this here. I'm not sure if there's anything useful in here, but I figured I shouldn't leave it out there. And I think he just like drops it on the table. It's like the purple robe, like kind of torn, battered, bloodied. But there are very notably a pair of bracers, as well as a watch that were left with his stuff with the robe, right?
Quilliam has done the thing. He got a nice mug of tea. He's settled into a chair and he's kind of resting it on his belly. And he's doing that classic kind of lazy dad thing of just kind of falling.
I think Obi's sort of like sitting very much like close to Ode. But as these sort of like items are sort of laid out, he sort of like gestures to sort of bring them over. Pulls out the pearl that the group found this morning. Shucked, and he is going to once again go into the process of ritually casting Identify, sort of rolling the pearl across the back of his hand, kind of balancing it backwards and forwards, between his fingers, as his partner taught him how to do long ago, and is going to identify what these things are.
That was this morning. You forgot about that. This morning.
Well, that's to do that with like, I think it like comes and sits right next down to wherever Obe is sitting, and then it's like as the things are like sort of they're like gives the nudge to like identifies it, and then just like puts her head on Obe. It's just like so he has to like do that, and she's just like, yeah, the head.
Are there any lasting effects
sort of, like,
to Revivify? I wonder.
I know Raised Dead is like -4 for like every you get, then you're -3. I don't know if Revivify is.
I think you're alright.
Revivify's not because it's so
1
quick.
point.
Though there's a thing about like battle scars. I don't know. That's a thing. Like, is Odella scarred? Does Odella like carry a lingering kind of effect or mark? Is there some like something about what happened here kind of like lingers with her? That's a question we can ponder. Certainly. As I think Obi...
We love a post-Revivify scar, right?
Sure do. Obi, while you...
Revivify is basically cast Defibrillator.
Yeah. Say, quick, grab the soul before it floats away. Whoa, we need you back. Hold on.
Yeah.
Obi, as you cast Identify over these items, the wand is a wand of magic detection, ironically. Not too wild or incredible, but it could be a useful little thing. You might imagine if this fellow had been sent out into the world to retrieve relics of old, this might be a useful trinket for him to carry. The bracers grant the wearer +2 to their dexterity score while worn.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
The robe is just a robe, and it's all torn up and bloodied and battered. Yeah, muddy.
I'll take that.
Yeah, great. Stuff it in your bag.
Wow, those bracers would be very good for Obi, I think, or Odella.
And
they're definitely Mapach anyway.
Good.
He did get the boots, though. Does that kind of mean Odella should probably get the bracers?
I mean, she did die. I feel like she.
Yeah, you're right. She died. She forfeited her position in the loot table.
That's right.
It's definitely the opposite of what I was saying.
In fact, Odella, we took all of your stuff. All of Odella's gear was just kind of distributed amongst the party. We'll have to earn it all back now.
Once again, I find us in a spot not even a fraction as far as I might have imagined prior to us sitting down to engage in adventure tonight. But I feel.
I'm sorry, Rich. Did you kill a character and we took our time with it? And
yeah, that's what happened. I'm still going to try to blame either Aiden or the universe, but it was some combination there.
I wanted to talk to a god, okay?
Yeah, it worked out.
The quickest way to do that.
Worked out. Great scene.
Death.
I think probably, given the appropriateness of the moment, this is where we leave our adventurers.
Wow, that did not go the way we thought we were going to go.
Yeah, no.
See?
That was incredible. It felt like a very good session. I hope it was fun, you guys. It was very fun for me.
That was great.
Yep.
That was great. Yep, that was really, really good. And good call about it finishing it. And it's short comparative to some of our stuff, but it was the right time. It was the right time.
This is a perfect
the Marshview 5 just got a bit of a
gut check.
Bit of a slap in the face of reality there,
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I feel bad for the poor, what's his name? Moose Man?
Maui.
I'll meet a moose, Rich said. It'll be fun.
Yeah, poor Maui's about to get so really awkward in his own home as we're about to have a really deep conversation about death and the mission and everything, and he's just some guy serving us tea going, wow, you guys are really going through something at the moment.
He's super chill.
Before we even knew there was skeleton birds, Melissa writes in the chat this whole Humbleyuir should take 3 to 5 episodes. Also, you want to meet a moose? So good. And then
I really love this game. I love all the games that I run, but this one is got a great vibe that just resonates with that old classic adventure thing to me. It feels so deep in a lot of ways, despite the fact that it's this kind of leap off of D&D and you guys are all a bunch of furry forest critters. But that was delightfully fun, incredibly powerful. Thank you for rolling with the death saves, Grace. I love the decision making. The crisis for me, the emotional journey for me from the beginning of that initiative of I'm gonna have the cobble fright dash into them and they're gonna surround it and pinata it right into the ground. It's gonna do nothing before it dies. And then it did pretty much nothing until the point that I was oh hey, do you want to uncanny dodge this 11 hit points or the incoming crit that's about to kill you?
Well, no, I did know. It was I know that I'm taking the risk of let me do the 5 or it might miss its next attack.
Sure, exactly. Of course.
Yeah, it's
it was not a bad choice on your part, but I just was okay, I'm making the big swing next. And the way those dice play it out with the multiple critical ones on the 20 into the secondary, 2 crit ones on Aston, with the roll. That was a lot of dice telling the story there. Yeah.
I also know that we all of us want Holly to put on the armor, but also you can't write the dice just failing Holly if she has to finish this the bad guy off and then can't do it, and then being but that's
the irony of the things I know about the armor and how specifically useful it would have been for every facet of what you were trying to do tonight. So
I know.
it's like
Oh, I
so
know.
poignant.
That just feeds into the story. It's so good.
Yeah.
Can't write it better.
Yeah, I can't imagine Holly is going to feel very good about putting on that armor now after this.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, as soon as you were like, okay, you can't see very far, and I was like, man, if only I had something that would help with this.
Yeah.
Damn it.
There's also a lesson. It doesn't matter how bad the monster looks, it can still take you down.
Oh yeah,
even if
crit's
it's
a
on
crit,
one
a
hit
crit.
point.
Yeah.
And we all
Yeah, 'cause,
went,
like, I was-
that thing's almost dead. The spiritual weapon will finish it off or something
That's
like
the
that.
other joke. It had 5 hit points. It had 5 hit points. As you guys walked away from it with the guiding bolt advantage, it like stood there and did all that with 5 hit points. What were you gonna say, Austin? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we stepped.
Brutal. I was gonna say, like, like the reason I was because I was like, okay, I could attack it. I'm in like a perfect position where I could like hit a couple of enemies with like a flourish. But I was like, the lantern's there. I should light it so that people can see, so that we aren't getting attacks at at advantage against us. And well, I've got the speed. I can chase after this guy who's like running off into the dark to make sure they don't get away. And like, it's glowing. Holly doesn't need me to be there for advantage. She can like hit it with the guiding bolt with advantage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and then played out from there.
It was narratively
All
very
worked out.
compelling. Yeah, it was very, very compelling. I
Yeah.
love all of your choices, you guys.
It was so dynamic.
Well,
So,
the second you mentioned that storm, by the way, I was like, a storm, you say?
Oh.
Interesting.
No,
I hope-
every morning I wake up and like, what's the weather like? And we're in like,
Hey, I've Druidcraft as well. I can do that.
Ravenloft domain, and there's like, what's the weather like? I'm like, it's rainy and miserable.
yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Yay!
I didn't know Ravenloft was in the west of Ireland.
Cool.
We should learn Call Lightning. It'd be very useful in Ireland, I think.
Call Lightning is excellent. This was an extraordinarily delightful episode. It is so good to have you back, Aston. It was delightful
Agreed.
to have Almond, the many
Good
hit
to be
pointed
back.
here. Yes, we're very glad to have you.
Personally, I tried very
you
hard
got-
to make the Return of the Cleric impact fun. Sorry that I went too far. I killed myself.
Yeah, yeah, Grace
Had
is
to
like,
take it too
cleric's
far.
great.
Yeah, had to take it too far, Grace. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
I
cleric's
love
like,
this-
I don't have Revivify.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
I love this
I
image
don't
of
do anything.
old Noel back in Saltersport going, I think they're going to be all right, those kids.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, Almond did like get the kill on both of the bigger monsters. She took down the
true.
mage
Oh, yeah.
and the couple.
Almond's a
So
beast.
like,
Take care of those
Yeah.
people. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Almond's definitely a baller. She's a stud. Plus, the antlers, you had visions. I hope that's fun, Almond. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff afoot. We will be back, hopefully sooner than a month from now. But we do our best. This is a wildly international crew. If you like this show, please say thank you to our cast, because these folks are extending themselves at all kinds of weird hours, except for me and Coast. We got you waking up in the morning, in the middle of the night, Aiden. The Canadians and I, we're in pretty good shape, but nonetheless, we're fine. We're not trying to.
Half
Aiden,
3, it's fine.
is there anything out there in the world, Aiden, that you want to like hype up, that we should be paying attention to? Anything you're watching, listening to, anywhere you want to point our attention collectively?
Let's see. Post show recaps as always.
That's a good one.
Join the Discord at the $10 a month level. Join the Patreon and get onto the Discord, and you can have all sorts of fun, including playing a lot of D&D, which is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm running a game tomorrow, which I desperately should prepare for a little bit better, and then playing again on Sunday. So a lot of D&D coming up. I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, you got a weekend coming for yourself.
You get a
Good for you.
full weekend of D&D. Yeah. So
can do
it's
it.
great. I have spare time
Gosh.
again.
You've been on a podcast lately or anything you also want to, talk
I've
about?
been on loads of podcasts.
That was
Which
brilliant.
one?
I don't know. Narrow that one down. I'm sure it will be mentioned.
Fine, someone else will plug it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anytime I'm podcasting with one of you people who are far better at advertising the product than I ever will be, so I just let anybody else go. I just speak nonsense on some podcasts and games sometimes.
We love your nonsense when you speak it, Aiden, so don't understate it, my friend.
I sing it sometimes as well.
Oh, I know, that's even better. Aston, it's delightful to have you back. Is there anything in the world you just want us to be thinking about, point your attention to? Anything we should keep on our minds?
Nothing specific from my end of things. Just the usual, give Philly a follow. Was that
that is what you said once, and
what
it's
we were
brilliant.
saying?
Yeah, it's very good. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sub, join in the chat when we're playing games. VOD is available, all of that sort of stuff. It's a wonderful little community here. And then just the usual, there's a lot going on right now, so please just be nice to each other, be patient with one another, listen to expert advice on the various things happening in the world. And
That's a great one. A little kindness goes a long way, my friends. Austin, how about you, my friend? Anything that you want to hype up, bring attention to? Anything we should be paying attention to? I said that many times. Redundancy. You're muted.
I am muted.
Okay.
So thank you for bringing my attention to that.
No problem. Just want to bring your attention to that.
Yeah. Nothing too big to spruik from me. All the stuff that I'm kind of covering or doing is on break, or so you can follow me on Twitter at AustinFSmith8 if you would like. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot going on in my sphere beyond playing a bunch of D&D with folks like these wonderful people here. So, echoing what Aiden and Austin have already said, and big thumbs up to the spruiking that's about to happen from people that are far more busy in the public sphere than I.
Excellent. We got some fun stuff planned. Folks will see Austin and Aston again sooner than later around here. Nonetheless, Grace, you're a podcaster. You're doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
What do you got that you want to hype us up about?
Currently covering Peaky Blinders on post recaps. Our episode 6 coverage should come shortly. It's the season finale. Just give LT and I a bit of time. Also, weekly movie coverage. This last week was Jurassic World Dominion. Next week, going to cover Lightyear. And I think, Rich, you're going to join me for Spiderhead this next week.
I sure am.
People are talking about it. So, yeah, it should be fun. Over on Rob is a podcast covering sports with the Offspeed podcast. This week they chatted about the sort of English-European transfer window with my friend Adam, and then Lavina came on to preview the Stanley Cup Finals. I also have The Pride is Spoken, a podcast where we're celebrating LGBTQ survivors. Evie, Matt, Scott, and I have been working on that. Next week you should be able to hear from some Rahap podcasters, but we've had interviews from so many cool people. Amy, Ty, Zeke, Lyrsa, Bryce. It's been really fun. So, check that out over on Robin's Podcast. Buy some merch. It goes to support a great cause. And everything else I'm doing, you can follow me at High from Grace. Check it out.
Go follow Grace. She's doing all kinds of good stuff. The Pride is Spoken is being great. I love the merch. I love what you guys are doing there. It's been such a great directive, an awesome thing that you guys are hyping up. Very, very, very cool. Melissa, how about you?
Sure. Follow me on Twitter, MelissaW28. A lot of what I'm doing is also kind of on pause right now, but hopefully coming back soon. So, YA
on
the
pause,
Patreon feed.
Humblewood, because you're a mouse.
Yeah.
Totally on purpose. If you're a PSR patron, YA will probably be dropping in your feed again soon. And Grace and I might do a Shining Girls wrap-up podcast at some point as well.
Rich and I might do a Under the Banner of Heaven feed. We'll get these feedback.
We'll get to them.
Yeah.
They're
We'll
over now. We're just getting started. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my thing.
That's a good thing. I'm Rich Filiberto. If you're here, you probably know who I am. But yeah, I do this full time. Thank you for the follows and the subs or anything like that. If you're finding this on YouTube many months later, thank you. We're really glad to have you. It's super cool. I think this is a very fun show. I think we have an excellent group of people here. I am so grateful to them for volunteering their time and coming out here live on the internet to be vulnerable and, put their furry friends in danger. This is really good stuff. We will be back sooner than later. Next week, very special stuff coming with Dragonfly. I think we get a special Monday Sunday night episode for Dragonfly on Monday the 20th, the 21st. Special guest star. You heard it here first. Jessica Sterling is joining us in space. I will not spoil her character, as it is very cool and very fun.
I hope it's just Lolly.
That would
just
be
putting
wild,
Lolly
but it is definitely not. Brand
Howdy,
new
y'all.
Jess Sterling joint in space with Grace, with Melissa, with the gang. It'll be a good time. We're going to have fun. We may not all be there together, but Monday, Tuesday, 1-2 punch of Dragonflies should be fun. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the last couple of weeks. If anybody's been hanging around here, Threads in the Pattern will be back Sunday the 26th. We got a beat on that. So yeah, just keep your eye out on Twitter. I'm at DM Philly. I'll announce stuff. Probably not as often as I should, but you'll find out about it. Thank you all for hanging out. I hope everybody had a great night. And I think this is where we go, okay, bye. Bye.